Well, I really had to do it. I had to do a jingle for him. Now fi big up him name, Kwaku, him a carry the swing. Hey, well, I really had to do it. I had to do a jingle for him. Now fi big up him name, Kwaku, him a carry the swing. Hey, I really had to do it. I had to do a jingle for him. I miss it without a doubt. You know who I'm talking about. Hey, I really had to do it. I had to do a jingle for him. I miss it without a doubt. Kwaku, him no stop run the route. Well, this is Tipper Area. You know, some of them for the New Band Forum Talk Show. When we're brethren Kwaku, keep it locked.
Otep, itepe nekeje asenebe. Me say me vex. Me say me vex black people. Black people the word the prophet vex. Itepe ineke je asenebe. Cause it blaze up some fire in the night, you know. Hold on, black people. Listen, more telling you why me vex. More telling you why me vex. Itepe neke je asenebe. Me have to open up the show correctly, even though me vex. Even though me vex, me have to open up. I can't take no call you right now. Let me just open up the show properly first. Let me just do that first, eh? Right? You're in tune to the Nubian Forum People's Talk Show. Live here on GalaxyAfiwe.com. Inside, with your host for the evening, your pilot, steering the galaxy spaceship through the Milky Way, the Orion Belt, and the outer nebula systems. We give thanks and praise and say, Moduba Fon to the ancestors who fought the enemies of Mama Africa for the last 6,000 years. Moduba Fon to the ancestors whose bones lay beneath the many seas, the many oceans, the many rivers, the many lakes, the many swamps, the many deserts, the many trees that they were lynched at, the many graves of this world. Moduba fu madasipa for your sacrifices. Moduba fu to the ancestors that carved our stories down on stones and papyrus and scrolls and books. Put them in audio and video so that we would know who we are, what we've accomplished, where we are coming from, how we have arrived where we are, where we survived, where we were successful, where we were destroyed, pushed down and rose again. The mistakes we made, the corrections we need to do, and where we need to go. To those ancestors, Moduba Fun, Madasepa. Moduba Fun to all of our ancestors, our direct ancestors, who's ever listening, watching, hearing. Our ancestors of our generations, those ancestors that fought so that we could be here today, so we could have the privilege to burn Babiram. We honor and venerate you. Mr. Madasipa. Moduba Fun to the creating force of the universe, the omnipotent being, that which is greater than ourselves, who carries many names. Olodumare, Nkulu Kulu, Kwame Blafa Ashe, Mungo, Onyeme, Jiniame, Ja Amanra, Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Black people, Akwaba, to your show, the Nubian Forum People's Talk Show, live on the Galaxy Afiwe.com, the only de-brainwashing station in Adisia Nation, working for all generation. You know, as we know, there's a lot of things that has transpired in the past Strongs. We've seen 3 young Africans being abused verbally by a European. And then we've seen again another incident videoed of the wicked assassinating another African, shooting them in the back several times, leaving them disabled. All this done in front of them children. And then after that, we see a young 17-year-old European walking with an assault rifle when demonstrators was demonstrating against the attempted assassination of this man Jacob Blake, I think his name is. He then shoots a couple of them, killing one. He then walks with his hand raised towards the territorial guards, and he's arrested, taken into custody, and is charged with first-degree murder. And so the people of the United Snakes of the Americas, the United Thief, that's what I should call them, the United Thieves of America, because them thief the place from the indigenous people. So them is the United Thief of America. You murderous, evil, wicked people. You still steal, you still murder. That's why you will never get rid of crime of that nature in your society, because that's how you created it. In that very society, in what them call the Wild Wild West, where they make whole heap of movies about, if you shot a man in the back, whether you was a sheriff, a lawman, or anybody, you shot a man in the back, you was counted as yellow. Worse if that person was unarmed. And even if you was a sheriff, you would be if the sheriff do it, the marshal come for him. Yet these guys do it willy-nilly. But that's not what's vexed the prophet tonight. That is not what vexed the prophet. In fact, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to play for you what vexed the prophet tonight. Because me I tell you God truth, black people. Me I tell you truth, black people, right? Right now, in the mood where me in a right here now, me I tell you God truth. Right? Me no write it today, Me no write it. Yeah? Because certain people is taking our community, right, as black people for idiot. You understand me I say? And I'm not just talking the European community, Certain of our people, right? Certain of our people is taking our community for idiot with a H. No, you imagine, say, I gotta play it for you, I'm not gonna say nothing, I'm going to play it for you. I want you to hear this, black people. I want you to hear it. I want you to hear the madness that is going on in the African community. I want you to hear it. Because as far as I can see, right, we have some people in our community that I just take with people them for a bunch of idiot. Yeah? And we have to burn them. We have to burn the idiot business even if them look like we. Yeah? Because here we are fighting for the liberation of black people. Right? And we have these black idiot them round the world right? Destabilizing. Hold on there. Hold on, hold on there, people. I'm try to get this thing up enough for play, because it's like me can't even believe, say. Right? Wait a minute, all right. Let me just put on, because that's why I'm going to play this tune here today, Right? Because when you see trouble double ugly, But when you reach out to side, you get treble ugly, So let me just bust this tune here for you while I find this clip here. Right? Hold on upon them tune here.
Now bubble me, a bubble, now me not sick, no trouble. So if you seek trouble, you got to get it on your double, yeah.
People, me can't find the clip. I'm find the clip now. Me find the clip. Me want to play the clip for you now. Hear this. Hear this madness.
But it would have been the same scenario. Like I said earlier, we have to examine our hearts, and I've learned how to do that personally. In my walk, relationship with God, and the Lord Jesus Christ. And when you do that, you get a peace. There's a peace that I can't even describe. So when I tell you this is hard, it is very difficult. But in addition to that, I have great peace.
No, her son is now paralyzed for life, and she have great peace. You hear the madness? Listen to the madness.
It allows me.
Listen to the madness. Listen to it. The madness. The man's a musical madness.
It did it. It would have been harder to do, but it would have been the same.
This is a woman who saw. Let's paint the picture here, black people, and the world to see. This is on the back of the other murders, the countless murders, callous, unarmed murders of black people in the United States. I repeat myself, the United Teeth of America. This is it. Where they shot down a little 9-year-old, was it 10-year-old boy in a park? Yeah? This is the countless madness that are gone.
Brother Icon. The clip that you're playing, my brother, can you play it back again? It's a bit low. I can't hear it clearly.
No, I'm going to play it, brother Icon. I'm going to play it. No, watch nothing, King.
Right, we're locked in. All right.
This is the madness, black people, that is going on. This is when we talk about this, the mangamizi. When we say stop the this ya shit ya, me a talk about. I'm going to play it for you again. I wait for it to come back up again. Madness. Complete insanity. Now you imagine, right? You imagine her son hearing this, that him just get shot. See? Him just get shot, in him back. Him cripple and him ear him mama. They forgive. How about them people here? You know, me and Dr. Abu was on Shanice's Black Empowerment show yesterday. Me, Brother Leo, and Dr. Abu. And Dr. Abu made Shanice asked a question. She said, how do we feel about the people them that's turning around? And this is before this crap happened. Yeah? About, the family coming out and forgiving and all them thing there. And Dr. Abu said, you should not put people who have trauma in front of a camera. He was lenient with them. But it made sense. Always get the members of the family to condemn the person who is innocent, which is a somebody who gets shot. Because by forgiving those people, you condemn the other person. This is the crap that goes on for black people. And the reason, because we don't have a central spokes organization for us. That when things like this happen, you don't approach the family. You come through the African Community Council. And we will represent them. And we will say what needs to be said. Are you become going to the woman and filming and telling about she's forgiving? I tell you, they mess with my apparatus today, because my laptop couldn't come on, nothing now work, all kind of thing are going in ya. Right? All kind of something are going. Yeah? I can't get the clip again. The clip now come back up. But you did get the gist of the folly that did take place. And this is the madness. This is the insane things that we do. Because people rise up against tyranny. Because this is tyranny. If this was happening, look how the West want to vilify Japan and Russia and Iran and when them actual licks in for them own people them to keep them backside quiet. Yeah? And they're killing us like said a clear pigeon shooting them depan. And when the people rise up against injustice, you have these far-ass people coming on television about property and burning. They feel burn down every such thing. Left nothing. I hope that storm mash up that place there. That storm where I come to tear down the whole light. Because I'm sick and tired of these weak-ass black people. I'm sick and tired of no. Come on the damn Jesus bullshit. Where Jesus there? Where him there? Jesus is dead in the blasted church when him shut down, when the devil come in and shut down 9 I know. Where Jesus did there? Sit down and watch, look pan and tell could he idiot them? Could he idiot them? When me tell them, say Jesus, Jesus said, me say me tell you no. Right? We come for said father against son, mother against daughter. If a man don't have a sword, him for sell him gums and buy one. That's the Jesus you not talk about. Say Jesus there. Say Jesus there. You know sit down there wait upon Jesus. Someone who no picnic, who no children. On the barren, can I wait Jesus for come breed, So much I know then, on the body. Because then on the damn Jesus. See Jesus, that's what Jesus do. Oh you pray so hard. You did it. She said, the woman said she prayed for the police, them and all them something there, you never pray for protect your own children, them. So, Jesus, I protect them and protect for your children, them. Oh, no damn fool. Oh, no fool like duck. Oh, no go away. Oh, no damn idiot. Make me sick, the people. Same thing with the George Floyd thing. Him brother come out to cuss off the people them. I tell the people them if I feel him brother and if him now wild out, them now no right for wild. Who's you? You think your brother's your brother alone? And who are we brother? Who are we feel it? If you no want coward and afraid of white people, I feel no business. You no go away. You no jankro. The people them who's jumping up and down, fighting for your liberation, your liberty. If them people never get up, there will be nobody arrested. And you better overstand that.
That personally,
See ya?
in my walk relationship with God, and when you do that, you get a peace. There's a peace that I can't even describe. So when I tell you this is hard, it is very difficult. But in addition to that, I have great peace. And it allows me to forgive. I've already forgiven, and this forgiveness is not for anybody else but God and me.
You forgive God. God no need no forgiveness.
That will exile all of this madness. We don't have to worry about killings or racial discrimination or any other type of violence. And
yeah, you don't worry about any racial discrimination. So what do you think does happen to your son? You idiot.
my prayer, even before this, I was one to pray.
Listen to this madness.
At my church, we pray for our local police departments, Spoke Police Department, abroad. That's just a regular thing that we do. So how can I then live in my life the way I live it now, in this situation, change that? That would make me a complete hypocrite.
Well, you heard it, innit? You heard it, innit? That would make her a complete hypocrite. Because she hasn't been praying for her own people. She's been praying
A little harder, and I probably would have
for the enemy.
more. But yeah, most definitely. And I've already prayed for him. I've already prayed for his family. I hate anybody. I am livid about what happened. I don't understand it. I'm broken, so heartbroken. But that doesn't mean that I can't have compassion and forgive. I'm not perfect. I've never done anything lawless on that side, but I've made some bad decisions in life, and God forgave me for my mistakes. So
So when you hear the madness, black people, when you hear the madness, you hear the lunacy. You hear the lunacy. You hear the lunacy of our people. You hear the lunacy. Yeah, the utter madness that is taking place. You understand me? You did it, I talk about you forgive. You've already prayed for them and them family and all of the rest of nonsense. And this is what happens all the time. So, you see, one of the questions that people ask, they say, why did slavery last so long. That is the reason. That is the reason why slavery lasted so long. Because of people like that on the plantation was satisfied with their situation. Oh, let's forgive old Massa. Massa's good, you know. Massa was just upset. Them the shit there. So when we are planning for chop up Massa, Rockstone nearly came. Yeah? Them they pray for Massa. Eh? Forgive your enemies and all that nonsense. Eh? Well, I'm not into no forgive no enemy shit. I ain't into none of that. You understand what I'm saying? I'm tired of that talk. I heard that. I'm piffy. I hear that talk from me. I pick me. I grow. I'm my grandfather now. And still I hear the same nonsense. They don't forgive though. Oh no, they don't forgive. They don't forgive. You know, so how long the Yankee them, I try to get one white boy of Britain here extradited just because he broke into the them computer NASA computer system. Him not kill nobody. Him just broke them code, but them want him. And him not kill nobody. You know, see, when the Libyan embassy, when them did shoot the policewoman outside the Libyan embassy, you know, was it the 80s? Them never stop till them get Saddam. All them things is why them kill off Saddam, you know. And the bombing over Lockerbie and all them place there. Them don't forgive. But we forgive. And them not forgive. Eh? They must forgive the man them want sell the drugs and kill somebody by accident because them want the drugs or rate it. No, them lock them up in a prison in the United Snakes of America. Then lock up them backside. You gonna come tell me about forgive? Eh? And they don't forgive? You know some joke thing, man. Mao Zedong, when he took over China, he killed all the sellout Chinese them. Every one of them him killed. Thousands, tens of that we need for the. Listen, Sister Anua said it on the radio. It was early this week. She said, our nation, the African nation, we need a nation wash out. We need a cleansing. Because we're full of shit. That's why I'm vexed. We need a wash out. We're brain dirty. We're brain dirty. Our minds have been dirty. We need brain washing. Welcome to the de-brainwashing station. Yes, so you go get it. GalaxyAfeewit.com. I'm supposed to do an interview this evening. My guest hopefully will be here soon. But when I saw this clip, it just riled me to the farthest points of my mind. That we run around with this nonsense. And that's why the tune when we play, you know. The tune when we play, you know. So me play this tune here, you know. Cause we are bubble, you know. We are bubble, yeah? And we not seek no trouble. Yeah, something as a people. We are bubble and we not seek no trouble.
You say that bubble, we are bubble and we not seek no trouble. So if you seek trouble, you got to get it on your double, yeah. So we see, you got can't shop trouble is very double ugly. And when we are bubble,
one, two. You still hear me? You not hear me? I think the mic is gone, you know. You never hear one word when I say. Listen, black people. Stop the apologizing. Stop the apologizing. Why are you apologizing and you are the victim? You apologize and you are the victim. I don't know what we are going to do. Prince Muhammad said, why am I telling the black people? Listen. I don't know what else we have to do. I don't know what else we have to do. But I'm just saying to how do you feel about it? Because I'm dismayed by the callous thinking of these people then that come with their nonsense churchianity. It ain't got us no way. We've been praying for 500 years and nothing no change. The devil is still the devil. In tune to Newburn Forum, People's Talkshow, live on GalaxyAfreewith.com. If you want to interact to the show, the number is 0207. If he's abroad, it's +44. I would love somebody from the States to call in and explain that to me. If there's anybody from the States listening, call us on +44 207 193 0174. That's +44 207 193 0174. I need to overstand the mentality of them black people who keep doing it. Keep talking about forgiving. Sick of the shit. Oh, Caller.
Hiya.
Otep, sis, you have to turn on your radio in the background, you know.
It's off.
Yes, what's the name of where you're calling from, sister?
I'm Jay. How are you?
I'm
Jay. Jay.
Oh, you're Jay. Where you calling from? What area?
I'm calling from London, Southeast.
All right, go on, Jay. So, have you say your time?
Yeah. Well, what I want to say is, you know, God is a spirit, right? Do you know that?
I'm listening to what you have to say, sis. You say
well,
it's
what
your
I'm
time.
saying is that the devil is a spirit, so we seek God and we look for him in spirit, and you'll find him. Because the Holy Spirit comes upon you when you seek him, and it's through prayer and praising him. And once you constantly do that, and also we need to fast. You know, when you fast, it delivers you from everything that is impure. It's a spirit.
Stop
there. We're doing.
Stop there, sis. Stop there, please.
Okay.
Without being disrespectful, yeah? Me not in the Jesus thing. So nobody come to me with no Jesus thing.
I didn't say Jesus.
Hold on a minute.
I have not mentioned. I said God is a spirit.
Hold on a minute.
And the Holy Spirit,
hold on a minute.
you know, is God.
Hold on a minute. I want you to hold on a minute. Me no need you to come tell me about no spirit. Because my mother tell me that for 58 years. Right? Me grew up in the flipping church. Me no want to hear no more about them spirit there. I know that.
You mentioned
listen
the devil.
Sis.
The devil is a spirit.
Listen to what me saying to you.
So I said there's a power above the devil. And he's Jehovah, and he's got many names. He's called Jehovah Nissi. He's called Jehovah Rapha. He's called Jehovah El Maganot. Jehovah Makai. Jehovah El Nissi. Jehovah.
Go away with your damn Jehovah. Go away with your damn Jehovah foolishness. Go away with your damn Jehovah rubbish. Yeah? You know, sister Jehovah, they kill people. Eh? You know, sister Jehovah a kill off black people. You know, go away with the little nonsense, damn fool talk. Nobody ring me up and come give me no that damn Jehovah. Oh, good me want now. A vengeance me a look. On the same Jehovah never seek vengeance. Eh? Jehovah never seek vengeance. Me not take no more. Me not take no unknown call. Yeah?
Oh.
Right? Me not take no hold on there. Me not take no unknown call. Fire for the Christian them. And that me a say to no. Me no want hear none of no bullshit. Don't call me up here and talk to me about the Jehovah fart. Yeah? Because all you no want deal with. Why you not talk about when my boy go down a Jericho and thief the people them land? When you not talk about when Jehovah a pure war in the New Testament, but you know want to talk about that when you kill white people. When white people kill black people, that's when you call talk. Go away, you no fool. A white man the long hair blue hair boy when they preach. Go away. I nobody call back up here. I'm a damn idiot. Me lose it now. Me no in it. No call me panda. Who the on the line?
Rise up, Coffee.
Otep, sorry. Who was first? Me no know. Who was first?
Virchat, go on, Virchat.
Yeah. I'm very sad. I'm very upset. I cannot believe it. How can you forgive something like this? If this happened to my son, I would be vexed. I would find that person and I would, I would be vexed. How can you do this, man? This is too much. The shooting is too much. The Wild West is too much, and they're forgiving. I'm shocked. I'm an outsider and listen to this clip. I'm very shocked. That's all I want to say. All I want to say.
And then
I'm gone. I can't say no more.
About him about spirit and fast. You know about spirit. You know about real fasting. You know about real fasting. You come with your Christianity fast. Where? Me know why you know now. No. Not today.
I'm just shocked. I'm shocked.
Not today. Me know why you no. Don't call me and tell me no fast. It's only my mother can come chat that shit to me. Yeah. When you sit down there wait for Jesus, and Jesus you know wait for breed, you know. That's when you know no children. When you sit down in the church and turn barren. While the pastor they breed up everybody else. You know go away. No old hypocrite. Thank you, Ambrosia. Otep, where you say? Who that? Carl? Go on, say
yes. Yes, my brother. Rise up. You know, I was out on the street, but I was listening through my headphones, and I just heard the passion here, you know. And
can't take this madness, man.
I listened to that clip, and the first question that came to my mind: are you sure that Jacob Blake's mother? Because if that is, she never loved him at all.
She didn't want dash him away. She didn't want dash him away, but she couldn't dash him away.
Yeah.
She must not there with him pooper. That man the good all no the pooper.
You
understand me? And she begs to the pooper, so them stay.
Exactly. So there's no way those words. There was no element, not one speck of grief in that woman's voice.
Listen, you want to see the picture? You want to see the video? Google it and you see it. There's no emotion in her face. She no business.
It's just terrible.
She don't care.
Absolute. That's an insult to all mothers. All mothers who love their children. That is an absolute insult. The pain, you and I will never understand the pain of childbirth. But my mother has told me
taxi driver,
time and time again of the pain. And to go through that, and then this happens to your child, and you say that he hasn't even healed it, and you're saying you forgive him?
Well, you talk about the man hasn't even, the man don't even have the chance to come to terms with the fact that the man can be paralyzed for the rest of his life.
For the rest of his life,
and you did that chat your fart. You must have been glad it happened to him.
And then you talk about Jesus. My word. Oh my word. Oh dear.
We're in the month of Messiah. Engineer, can you come upstairs, please? Because I don't think my mic is working that well. Engineer, Muta, can you come on? The mic seems to be playing about.
We can hear you.
You see, the thing is now.
I can hear you as well. I can pick you up very loud and clear. I'm absolutely shocked of that clip. I'm absolutely shocked.
All right, well on, Berger, cool yourself.
Yeah.
Rise up, Berger.
Yeah. What I'm saying is this, yeah?
Critical.
Hold on, man. Me bring you in, me know say you dead, Just put your thing for me, hold for nice in the background. Call a talk, A call time, easy, I come in. Enough time, me there. Me hot tonight. Me have the habit, so no watch not me now. Gun away. A fire burn tonight,
Talk, black man, talk.
One brother Carl, continue.
For real, I was just about to agree with Brother Kwabena. I'm sure that was him. Just let it out, man, because you know what? Before hearing that, I was going to turn to you to say that, you know what, we need to do some action here in this country, especially after what we saw happen to the brother outside the BBC, because we cannot sit back and accept any of that crap, not in 2020. And then we have
Brother Card,
a mother.
You know what they do, Brother Card? This is what they do. Some hypnotism business they might deal with. Because every one of these incidents, the members of the family have come out to apologize and tell people stop protesting. I don't give a monkeys about business. You can build business again. You can't build a life again. You can't get that guy to walk again. Business can build again. When they have their crash, their Wall Street and the crash that is happening right now, that them disguising under COVID, yeah, them not build again. Them never have a war with them fight for how much years and bomb each other to smithereens. Them never build again and build better. So what happen if you burn down 2 buildings and them thing, then nobody not dead? What you worry about business, building and business?
Exactly.
It's an excuse. It's an excuse. But the thing is, the brother from the NFAC, you know, Grandmaster G, you know.
Yeah.
The people them in America when I cuss him down, you know, and tell him, so, why you doing that? Why you doing this? Why you doing that? Imagine that, you know. After they shot the brother, kill him, and the people demonstrated, a little white boy goes out there with an assault rifle, you know, and shoot down 2 demonstrators, you know, and he gets arrested. Or him never get shot. Let me tell you, if it was a black man or black woman to shoot down any white person in any demonstration like that, they could put their hand up all they need. Them probably would have taken the tank and fire the tank a missile upon them.
We don't have to wonder if that's true, because we saw that we've just seen the police officer shoot an unarmed man in the back. In the back. Yeah? Unarmed in the back.
In that very same country, you know, the Americas, you know. In that very same country, you know. See? In the Wild West, you know, a man shoot a man in them back, you know, you're classified as yellow.
Yeah, a coward.
You're yellow. Even the marshal, everybody come look for you. Oh, things have changed over the years. Eh? Them brave, the poor police officer, the poor officer, them kill, them must, shot the man in them back, paralyze him, but the poor police them. Eh? They don't want to say the poor police, they want to say the poor white man.
Yeah.
That's what they want to say. Alright, come in, taxi driver, what you say?
Yeah, give thanks and praise, yeah. Yeah, the blood say you let off some steam still, because, yeah, means, I feel where me feel really, what a thing. What a thing, that was a very disappointing speech by that woman yesterday. Yeah?
Disappointing, you call it?
That shows,
Kwabena?
That shows me that she's very uneducated. She can't read all right, but then again,
no, that's a problem.
You got some people. You got some people who can't read and write, but they.
Kwabena, that is the problem. She is educated. She needs to be Africated. Yeah, that's what needs to happen here. Because all of them educated and pure shit them a chat. Pure rubbish.
But these things are very notorious amongst us, because after Rodney King get that beating, right? Yeah, soon thereafter he went and says, "Why can't we all get along?"
Yeah, you know why him said that? Because him say a couple million a come for him way. That's why him said that. Yeah?
The man gets such a hiding, right? And then come and tell the whole world why can't we all get yeah? I mean, what kind of madness is that, man?
No, but
what kind of madness?
But Kwabena, when you look at it, it is a sensible question to ask. It is a sensible question. And we have the answers. The reason why we can't get along, because the white man can't get along with nobody. Not even himself. Him can't get along with. Him is a disease on the planet. Him is COVID-20. Anywhere him go, him kill off the people them. Him go New Zealand, him wipe out the black people in New Zealand. Then go Tasmania, then wipe out the black people in Tasmania. Them nearly wipe out the black people them in Australia, right? Them nearly wipe out the black people in Papua New Guinea. Then go Canada, then wipe out the Native American them. Then go the Americas all over from north right down to south. Them virtually nearly wipe out the indigenous people of that area and ship we in as cargo. So it is a correct question to ask. And the answer is because of them. Them not get on with nobody.
But in a sense, we are operating.
Hold on, 614. Don't say nothing. Turn down. Listen to me, people. When you're calling, please put your phone on mute if you want to listen to the show on the radio. If not, just turn the radio down because it feedback. Continue, I'm Kwabena.
The thing is, we are going backwards.
Hold on.
We are going backwards instead of forward.
Hold on. There is somebody who's listening to the show. All right, I got rid of them. I just hung up on them because them not. Me tell them to turn on the radio and go on, Kwabena.
Yeah. Instead of we going forward, we are going backwards because all this thing here, right? Black Lives Matter, right? When back in the days, right? When white people say white lives matter, right? Yeah, there was a thing happened in Kenya in 1902. Yeah, one black man killed a white man. Okay, and you know what the white guys them did soon thereafter? Went back and wiped out the whole village and only leave 20 people and tell themselves the reason why we do that is because white life matter. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah? And then where that we want to behave. You understand what I'm saying? If them said them gonna kill one of us at 8 o'clock, we say we gonna kill one of uno again at 8:15. You understand what I'm saying?
So long?
And that's the only way things is gonna change. Yeah, all this kumbaya and all this we shall overcome and walking down the street with placard talking a whole lot of rubbish like John Henry Clark says the only thing that does is wear out the sole of your shoes, right? But nothing else thereafter. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, we got to hit the enemy where it hurts. You understand what I'm saying? And that is mean taking out a few of them. You understand what I'm saying? That is the only way. Because 100 years' time we will still be having the same bloody argument.
That's
you
right.
understand what I'm saying?
Kwabena.
We got to rise up.
Kwabena.
Yes, I.
If we was following that mentality that we heard from that woman, we would. In fact, you know why slavery lasted so long? Because of that type of behavior.
Of course.
Because of that type of mentality.
Yeah.
We got used to it.
Yeah, the field Negro. No, man, the house Negro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got too used to it, Rasta.
Yeah.
I'll read some of them texts there, text read, Uncle, she was probably a setup, Carl. Was Zungu's pet, don't watch her, Carl. Probably.
That same.
Hold on, I read out some WhatsApp. Hold on. Brother Kwaku. My name is spelled Kwaku, not Kuku. Yeah? Brother Kwaku. Yeah? We have been civilized like the black folks in the film Get Out. I think it's the religion that caused this phenomenon. It plays on the hearts and minds of the people. And because of that, the people will always come with their excuses why things happen. It softens up the people's mind. Maybe the lady is not so bright, or she has no relationship with her son. Sad. And that I come from who that I come from? Sister V.
Of course, she's
right.
She's not educated.
They're playing with the minds of the. Well, I know. They're playing with the minds of the collective consciousness. PRS. Less of the emotion, understand the game being played, and keep moving in my heart. What will be. Let's just deal with what makes sense. Common sense I share. Yeah, well, me know why none of them talk the right now. Me's a warrior, my emotion just talk, So, yeah, I mean, I burn some emotion tonight. So, I wouldn't like it, I just lump it. Me not business.
Facts over feelings, facts over feelings.
Hold on. Can we have some things to read? I want to bring everybody in night, Their God serves an anesthetic. Anesthetic, a drug that induces a temporary loss of sensation or awareness by numbing the senses, usually delivered by agents like Al Sharpton. Yeah, I like that text. Sure. And that's coming from
I like
291.
Yes. Yeah,
next
because
one.
all him as well is a fellow.
Yeah, hold on. Let me just read out the text them now. Kwaku, these people are totally mentality enslaved. Listen me, Kwaku. These people will always betray freedom warriors. Jacob Blake injury are as follows: holes in his stomach, nearly had his entire colon removed, small intestine removed, damage to kidney and liver, shot in the arm, and he is paralyzed, and she forgives them madness. Now you see, this is it. Yeah, she not feel the pain, She not lie down there. She not lie down there feel the pain. Him a feel the pain. She not lie down there.
And he's a baby. He's 29.
29.
Oh man. Oh man.
29.
That's so. Oh, him just a come. Him just a come star. So
in his 20s.
I was walking away, going in his car, man. Yeah, and the man them put boy, me I tell you, and them police.
And them a tell lie. Hear them now? Hear them now? Him did have a knife in the car.
Okay.
Which is not unusual. It's not unusual.
Hold on, text reads, most Christians are suffering with Semitic disorders.
Yeah, man. Psychosis, man. It's severe.
Hold on, I'm going to read this. Hold on. Personally, I could never forgive those acts of cruelty against our people. Lock the sister off. Greetings, Brother Kwaku. I understand what you're saying. However, she's broken, so she has to compartmentalize the horror against her son. Maybe the only way for her to cope. Right now, she's going through difficult times, such as what that mother is going through. Convincing. Wait there. Convincing her and forgiving perhaps is helping her to stay sane. That's mother psychology right now is in turmoil. As you know, we are damaged people. Someone like yourself is not only strong, you're also very much awake and aware of self, our story, and so on. Your mind is at the higher place. Many of our people need our help. Yeah, but them people that destroy the help.
Prophet,
you know what I mean?
Prophet, as a parent who's lost a child, let me tell you.
All right, hold on. Before you go, hold on, Carl. Before you go any further, you is the perfect person to answer this. How many years ago them killed for your child?
26 years ago.
Right? You forgive them?
26 years ago, no way. That's why I'm still fighting today. Yeah? And as a parent who's lost a child, not even, we're talking about hours. We're not talking about weeks. We're talking about hours. We can describe what's happened to her son in hours. Yeah? And to be, look, this, unless they've gone to her, because they may have just gone to her and said, put millions in front of her and said, look, we need you to go out there and calm this down, because, you know, people are quite rightly had enough. So to get a mother coming out there with some sort of madness like that, I can't believe that she said she would be a hypocrite. Gee, we pray for our police, both here and abroad, and I would be a hypocrite if I behave or said anything different other than forgiveness. What? If somebody mentioned forgiveness, listen, you know what? Even after my son's death, after my son's funeral, the first time I went and visited him at his grave, went to his graveside, I left from that graveside in Streatham Vale and I went straight to King's College Hospital, and I was searching for the doctor who left my son to die. And if I had seen him, I would either me or that doctor would have died that day. And this was months after my son died, let alone hours after your son has been brutally crippled for the rest of his life. And you're talking about, no, that didn't sound like, that wasn't a mother speaking. That was not a mother speaking.
Maybe, you know, Brother Carl. We had one woman call up, but she was just talking a load of madness. Yeah, I heard. I would like a mother to call up and tell me how she would feel, because this is dominated by the male testosterone. Yeah, so we want some estrogen in other place, right? So me ask for a queen for Carl and say, oh, if you didn't know, say your child, be a daughter or a son, was gunned down in cold-blooded murder like that, would you be so quick to forgive? What man?
Her grandchildren.
Me are 58, you know. My mother been a Christian all my life, and I can tell you a few occasions where teacher take liberty with me at school, and when my mother come out there, and on a ton the other cheek thing she did with her, she broke up teacher. My mother. Oh.
See it there?
Right? So, me no know where them at. Me no want for them Christianity. Yeah? Trouble my mother children them. And she talk about forgive. You must say mad to reggae. Oh, it says, cannot hear anything Carl is saying.
Oh. I wonder
if sound keeps cutting out. It's my Facebook sound keeps cutting out. Well, sure, big book right now. Yeah, because I saw them do them just mess with the things all the while. I them deal with. All right,
for real.
Right, me go end the Facebook. Cause I look through the laptop. I'm gonna set up through the phone. Cause it seems that through the phone it better. Yeah, so me just send that. Yeah. You go on, Brother Carl, say you say.
Yeah, no, I'm just, you know, I feel just the same way as you do, because even going over it, I'm welling up in tears in here, because, you know, my daughter, who was 5 when my son died, she's 31, and I couldn't imagine that something happened to her. And you know, 29, in his 20s. I wonder, Brother Vibes are for me. No, some other pan radar. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, me can hear you, man. Loud and clear, man. Loud and
clear,
yeah,
loud and clear. So yeah, no, I just, you know, I just heard that passion. I heard I felt it, not just heard it, I felt it coming through,
I'm telling you right now, Brother Carl, right? Right now, my head hurt me, you know.
Yeah, no, I understand.
Yeah? My head hurt me.
I fully understand.
You understand me, I say?
Yeah, I fully understand. I fully
Just make the
over.
people them know me back on the Facebook live, yeah? Kwaku Bonso. But my head hurt me. That's how much, how angry. I was talking to my missus before I left the yard about it. I fingered the phone and said, look at that, this madness. This is why we can't get nowhere. And we have the same crap here. You understand what I'm saying to you? People are killing children here and you take MB all them kind of thing there. Destroy. You know what? I remember when they killed Stephen Lawrence. We interviewed
Dorian.
No, we interviewed Dwayne Brooks.
All right. Yeah.
Anyway, they had an inquest, and we went down to the inquest. I remember, Leo, Mommy, them, and from the nation, they were down there as well. And I remember, it kicked off down there because the boy them didn't answer no question, and it kicked off down there. Yeah. What if a crowd of people out there? Anyway, when it calmed down, we go back inside and we're sitting down and the boy they're there and them asking him question. The man no comment, not answering anything. And people in who were sitting down in the public gallery got a bit upset. And Dorian Lawrence get up and came and addressed the people and said, could you keep it down? And a woman turned and said, boy, we just feel it, for you, Mr. Lawrence. So she said, don't tell me about how you feel. It's my son. That's what she said to them, From that day, I never respect that woman. It's my son. And don't tell me how you feel. I want to get to the bottom of what happened. Well, you didn't get bottom to shit because they never told you nothing. But people came and supported you. You understand what I'm saying? People came, right, and supported you. Yeah? And if people never go out and demonstrate, right, nobody, right, would know about your child. If people never come out and support you. So you disrespect people because even though people come out to support you. It's like when them shoot Cherry, enough people got jail for that, My family never condemned the people, them.
Right.
I interviewed my cousin here on Sunday.
Yeah.
He said he's putting up a memorial, but that memorial is not just for his mum. It's for the people them that supported us. You understand what I'm saying to you?
Yeah.
Right? Because people feel it.
Of course.
And you're going to disrespect them. You understand? Why? Because the government going to give you all a payout. Yeah? Because you're going to get a payout now. Yeah? Right? You're going to big up my cousin Andrew. Big up yourself every time. Audrey and all them people who are tuning on the Fiesta book. So, go on, Brother Carl. You talk about what happened to your son. It's 26 years ago. Why don't you forgive
26 years.
Why don't you forgive them, Brother Carl?
Because, simply because, there is, without any degree of justice in terms of acknowledging what they've done, what's happened, etc., there is no way that you can even begin to think that way, let alone act that way. I as I said, to me, that's an insult to parents, period. Whether you're a mother or a father, it's an insult. It's an insult to us as a people to turn around and say, I would be a hypocrite if I was to. Who was it? Was it on your show? I heard about when you was interviewing your cousin about the priest who took off his collar after his daughter got killed or whatever.
No,
and somebody who.
No, it wasn't my show. No, it wasn't me. I don't remember that.
Oh, okay. But I heard that he said, no, this was somebody who was teaching forgiveness, preaching forgiveness. But when something happened to his daughter, he removed his collar and he said, there's no way that I can forgive what they've done to my daughter. So me no know how the congregation is going. And yes, you're absolutely right. It is because of people like that amongst us why slavery went on for as long as it did.
It's people like that why slavery lasted so long.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Hold on, let me read a text out. Brother Carl. It says, "Prophet, I can almost guarantee that woman was not with his father, and the son reminds her of the father. That's why they use Jesus as a crutch, not to talk about it. I know, because that is my story." Oh, Tep. See there? See there? See there? People. I don't know why people, you can't send video because the video can't come up on the WhatsApp here. "Greetings, brother. My eldest son got shot when I lived in Bermondsey, Peckham. Though my son didn't die, but I slept in a car outside where we thought this mixed race white boy lived. Dressed like a scarecrow, waiting for this boy to come home. I waited for 3 nights outside his home until some of my family said, I cannot sit out there, I will get arrested. I am still suffering right now. All kind of pain. This happened in 1997. I tried to protect my other children, but not allowing them to go out. I suffocated my other children because I was afraid of the same thing happening again. So every time I hear things like what this woman in America said, it hurt till it have me crying again and again. Right? 907. These people them are some lunatics. They're lunatics, man. They're lunatics. Yeah? Brother Kwaku, is your cousin not coming today? No, my cousin not coming today. Brother Kwaku, I have to see the clip whereby the young brothers punched a white racist on the train. Can you please give us an overview of what really happened? Thanks. Brother Kwaku, can you please give us an overview of why the white guy was... why you asking me that? This is this week thing. Last week, something there. Where you come with that for? It says, do you think... what do you... it says, Kwaku, unfortunately, Dwayne Brooks joined the Conservative Party. Right, the number 0207 193 0174. That's +44 207 if he's abroad. 193 0174. Or the text or the WhatsApp is +44 if he's abroad. Drop the next 073 779 20703. That's 07377 920703.
Perfect.
Yes.
Right, never get up, release yes, sir, and just listen. Why don't you come up and let off some of that passion up at the park on Monday?
No, I'm doing a naming. Can you believe it? I'm doing a naming on Monday.
Oh, all right. Okay. All right. No problem.
I will. If I finish in time, I will come over there.
Okay, my brother. It would be great to see you.
Yeah. Why did they call? Just affricate the people about what's happening more. Because I never know till you never tell me. We just be here the other day. So
sorry, Sam. So Monday, we're putting on something for the community to say thank you. We're doing it's a kind of a protest. So we're saying Campaign for Truth and Justice is saying thank you to the community for all the support over the years. Been over 20 years now that the community has been supporting us. So we've put on, in the early days, we put on an event before, but we haven't done something for a long time. So we're going to be up in Peckham Rye Park. We've got a sound system, Cobra, that's going to be playing some music. And we're going to be there from about 1 p.m. in the afternoon until about 8 p.m. at night. It is something we've arranged or at least informed the local authority and the police about. So I'm not expecting no trouble from them, but who knows? Yeah, all goes well if the weather turns out, and I understand from the weather forecast that everything should be all right for that day. Yes, we're going to, as I said, something to, as it's bank holiday, something to give back to the community to kind of say thank you. So we just like, I understand there's probably going to be some live broadcast there from Galaxy as well. Yeah, we just want everyone to come out and have a family day out. I may see if I can. I know that Chirps, the ice cream man in the market, is going to be there. Might see if I can stretch to provide ice cream for the children. JDS Cuisine may also be there for food and soft drinks, and one or two others may be there with their products and so on and so forth. So it should be a nice kind of family day. And as I said, it's absolutely free. No, I'm not talking about the stalls are free, but the entertainment, if you like, is just been put on by Campaign for Truth and Justice as a means of saying thank you to the community for all its support. And it's basically, we want to update people live and direct for where we are, because we have successfully filed our case, all the issues over all these years. They've successfully been refiled in the High Court, and we're waiting for that to be served on the defendants. And as soon as that's served, then we'll know that the ball is rolling. But the defendants in this case are the Secretary of State for Justice, the Home Office, and the Metropolitan Police. And for the time being, I can't see them having any form of defense against what they've done, any form of defense against our case. The only thing they have is possibly further corruption. But with the ongoing support of the community, this time round, their corruption is going to be very, very, very difficult to impose. In the meantime, we're also going to, I'll probably announce this in the park, but on behalf of the brother who got arrested outside the BBC, we're going to be going out there.
Carl.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about this.
You don't know about?
No, can you advocate me about it?
About the brother outside the BBC? This keeps cutting out, so I don't know if it's my phone. So, is it the park you don't know about, or the...
No. Me, you say earlier about one brother get arrested outside the BBC. When this brother get arrested?
It's a few days ago. He was out there protesting by himself about the BBC using the N-word or and so on, and not wanting to take any action. And he was also pointing out about, he was also raising the fact that they covered up Jimmy Savile for all those years. And he was out there being quite loud by the sound of things. And so they called the police on him. And the police came along, and he was just out there just protesting. And they came and arrested him. And we've not heard anything about what's happened to him. I don't know the brother. He's just a brother. And so for that reason, we decided that we would go out there and make some noise on his behalf, because we've been outside the BBC on several occasions, and we've had police facilitating us out there, but despite us using megaphones and things, nobody has ever been threatened with arrest. But again, I think because he was by himself, they thought they could take advantage, and they obviously did take advantage because they pinned him down and arrested him. And I'm not sure. I've not heard anything further. I think it was originally posted up by Jasper. But as I said, the fact that he got arrested, this was all on camera. So he hadn't done anything apart from him being loud about what, and just because, in my view, that he was buying.
That the BBC is a state-funded institution, isn't it?
Yeah.
It proves that, doesn't it?
Yeah, indeed. I think that we should, without a question of a doubt. I don't pay TV license, and when they've come and knocked on my door, I've invited them in to show them, yes, I have a TV. And I'm not paying, but I don't pay. I refuse to pay. So do what you want. Do whatever you feel you can do. And they've brought me to court, and I've told them I'm not paying it. It's as simple as that. If you're going to be suppressing the truth, they know about what happened with my son and the circumstances and the times that I've gone to prison unlawfully and so on. And they've never ever reported it. So why am I going to pay
and
you?
They've never interviewed you about it, and them want you for pay for them station with them now. Them where them supposed to be a public service, them now serve you.
Exactly. And
well, my queen Khadija listening, tuning in. Big up yourself. Go on, continue.
Yes. So yes, as I said, that's the. I don't know the full story, but basically, as I said, it was a brother. He got arrested. From what I saw, from what the clip I saw, all he was there doing, he wanted, because the incident with them. Even I think one of their presenters, a brother, resigning on principle because they refused to either apologize or withdraw the use of that word, and so on and so forth. So, as I said, a brother.
You know the problem with those institutions is, my brother. Sorry. The problem with those institutions is that we got niggers in there. We got that's why they can use those words, and I use that word specifically to describe African people who betray us. Yeah. Why don't all them black people just walk out? All right, then all right, then you're worried about your mortgage and thing, but sometimes you got to make a sacrifice. Other people make sacrifices so that you can be there.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? But
and that's what I respect that brother. I don't know if it's Sideman or Sideman.
We put the call out to people. Anybody know the brother there? Get him in contact with us at Galaxy. We will interview him. Right, Prophet, kill one of us, we will kill one of you. That's what that mother should have said. Otep.
For real. His sister said, I've not shed a tear because it's like she's become immune.
Hold on there. Somebody just text in and say, Otep, your voice is low, Cooler's voice are clear and can hear them. Engineer, if you can't hear me, people's complaining and say, my voice too low upon the mic. Something wrong with the mic. Engineer, where are you?
Yeah, his sister gave a very powerful speech in terms of her feeling towards what's happened to her brother. And she said, she hasn't cried because it's like she's become numb to the amount of people. She said throughout her life, our people have been killed in America, and shot and so on and so forth. So, but to hear, oh my goodness. Anyway, Prophet, listen, I'm actually trying my hand at baking, and I'm looking at 2 sweet potato pudding that I've just pulled out the oven, and I think I've got to do something else to it. So, respect, my brother. We'll link up soon, yeah? Have you gone?
No, I'm there, but
Prophet.
the mic I play, but I don't know what do the mic.
I can hear you through my headphones, okay, but I don't know. Let me go in where the radio is on and see if I can hear you. All right, say something.
Yes, Prophet, I speak.
Say something again.
Prophet speak. It low, ain't it? It low. Yeah, low, man. Me no say it low, man, because me feel it while me today now.
Yeah, I can hear you on the radio.
You can't hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
You can't hear me? Alright then, man. Alright, engineer just come in and just nice up the things for me.
Alright, okay.
Alright, come closer.
Whoops. Hold on.
Muta, this one, huh? Hold on, people. We just set up things. We have our engineer in here. Setting up this thing here. No, me like when that one up in Muta. When that up in because yeah. This yeah. Alright, yes, in live.
Okay. God bless.
Huh? No.
I'm good.
No, I think I'm gonna leave that. Isn't it?
1 2 1 2 1 2. 1 2. Yeah, that alright. Where is now? I wouldn't have on the line. Say, Carl, you still there? I'm gone. Right. Let me see what I said. No, hold on there. Oh, you sound clear, man. I the call of them device. Nothing in the gate. Alright, hold tight, nothing in the gate. Alright then. Right. Now, I've got my guest in the studio. Now, as you know, I'll be featuring for the next few weeks the unsung heroes in our community. That is people that's doing works in the background, yeah, for our people, and we are unaware of them. Yeah, I'm not taking no calls. I'm not taking no calls now. Yeah. Is it? Otep, I'll just take this call here. Otep.
Greetings.
Yes, Otep, Sister Shanice.
How you doing?
Me there, I'm Muta Ano in here, there's some mess with me. You can hear you now, go on.
Yes, I love the fire. I'm hearing the energy and I'm feeling the energy that's coming off of you, my brother. And, quite rightly so under the circumstances. Yes, so, first of all, I just had a little something that I really wanted to put out there for all the Christian family members. And that is a little excerpt.
Mother, come with no church business, you know.
Yeah.
I love you know, sister, this, but me have to put some fire underneath you too, you know. Oh.
And this is
come not take no sermon tonight.
Yes. So all the Christians need to listen. It's a letter from King Leopold II.
Oh yes, go and read the letter there.
Right, and this is the letter that he issued to all of the missionaries, in the 1800s that were going all over Africa and the Caribbean, to convert the Africans, us as Africans, and those of us as Africans on the Caribbean. So this is the guidance that he was giving to all of those colonial missionaries, and that teaching has been handed down through the generations. The missionaries that have come afterwards, they've also continued with the same mission. And I'm not going to read the whole letter, just a few sentences here and there. And this one says, this tail end of one of the paragraphs says, evangelize to the N-word, but I'm going to replace the N-word with the Africans, Evangelize the Africans so that they stay forever in submission to the white colonialists.
Say it again, sis. Repeat that word again.
Evangelize to the Africans. It come when it ready. Evangelize to the Africans so they stay forever in submission to the white colonialists. So they never revolt against the restraints they are undergoing. So they never revolt against the restraints they are undergoing and recite every day, happy are those who are weeping because the kingdom of God is for them. So, therein lies the problem. The extent of the indoctrination, amongst our Christian followers is such that they feel they have to weep, because if they're not weeping or moaning, if they're not feel the whip on their back, if they're not feeling it, then maybe they're not going to get the opportunity to forgive so that they can experience the kingdom of God. And it says there's other sentences that I would pull out here as well to do with poverty, which is another indoctrination of the Christian faith, and it comes from the guidance again through the missionaries and the pastors that says, encourage your followers to love poverty. Happier are the poor, because they will inherit the heaven. And it's very difficult for the rich to enter the kingdom of God. So there we have, a generation of people who love poverty, who love to weep and mourn, and who love to forgive no matter what the circumstances. And it's a serious situation, because you see, when them people hear mothers like the mother there that talk, it's a license to kill. It's a license for them to do it again. It makes all of us vulnerable. Because she's not saying to the people what needs to be said, and so we're all vulnerable as a result of that kind of mindset that gets the opportunity to be spoken out over the airways. And what we have to remember is these people don't forget. Did they forgive Haiti? Did France forgive Haiti after Haiti?
They don't ever forgive.
They never forgive, and they never forget. Even the recent ones, those white farmers in Zimbabwe, who quite rightfully was run off of the land. Did they go away and say, forgive us for the last 200 years that we had your land? No. They come back and they want, money for so-called infrastructural losses, which was a load of nonsense. And but there's one other thing I just want to add to what you were saying about the incidents that happened, I think it was last night at the protests. You mentioned that 2 of the protesters were shot and killed.
No, one was killed and one was maimed.
No, 2 died.
2 of them dead?
2 dead and 1 seriously injured. And it was a young 17-year-old boy that did the killing, and he was caught on camera. And the people one of the men got shot, was trying to disarm him. It's caught on video, and the videos, the people who was videoing follow him, and the young man, after it, because they went to jump him, and he get his gun and start shooting, kill the next one, another one get maimed, so they all run back, and so he got up off the ground and started walking, but they followed him from a distance with the camera. He went up to where the police were with his gun on the front of him and his hands up. He walked past 2 police tanks with his gun, his rifle, one big long rifle in front of him. He walked past another police car. Then he went to where the police were. The people then were saying, he shot someone. You know what the police allowed him to do? The police allowed him to go in his car and go home. He was arrested the next day because his face was on social media. The police tried to allow him to get away with it. The police were also...
Because him do what them a do.
Exactly. For their job. The group that he belongs to, they'd already announced, the Infowar group, they'd already announced that they were coming down there armed. Yeah, they were heard having conversations with the police. The police offered them water before the killing. Yeah, and the police were heard thanking them for coming down there.
Well, Sister
This is
Shanice,
what's going on.
Sister Shanice, they were cussing off in America. The black people, them are cuss off the NFAC. Yeah, but I bet you any money, if the NFAC them was down there with their things, they wouldn't come down there.
Right.
They wouldn't come down there. Because them no one dead. You understand me? But sis, listen, I got my guest in the studio, yeah?
Okay. Yes, well, keep up the fire, my brother.
Yes,
because
we
have to respond appropriately.
We do.
To these sorts of incidences, you know? We have to come down on it like a sledgehammer.
No, yeah, we can't ease up on them.
We can't, because otherwise it will get from bad to worse. So, yes, keep up the fire.
All right, bless up.
One love.
Well, Otep, I've got my special guest, my special unsung hero. And, we got a lot of people in our community that does things for our community, make a lot of self-sacrifices. And people don't know about them. But these people exist amongst us. And all too often, over the years, I've watched how people has interviewed, and sent for people from the Americas to come here and, I'm not taking no more calls, man, so please, I'm not taking no more calls, yeah? I'm not taking no more calls, not for now. I'll open the line up after I do the interview. I do want to continue to talk about that thing, but maybe my brother in the studio, he will probably make some comments on that. But this evening I've got a young man in the studio called Dean Okaya Sr. Yeah, he's a father, a businessman, a community activist. He entered into political arena when he was joining the Panther UK run in May the 7th, 1993 at the age of 18, where he was introduced to Pan-African politics after reading How Europe Underdeveloped Africa by Walter Rodney, after being introduced to it by his political teacher, Emerson Webster. Concurrently, he was running a pirate radio video wholesale business whilst living on his own, which gave him clarity about the dichotomy between street life and petty criminals and the structures of the system that govern us. He went on over the course of 25 years to run business and learn lessons from their failures, which enabled him to realize there is no substitute for lived experience. This experience led to advanced problem-solving skills that Dean decided to transfer to community solutions using Dr. Claude Anderson's tenets of Powernomics. In 2017, he set up the Solution Room think tank to work in the areas of education, economics, justice, politics, and media. With his Panther Lola, this physically manifested as the monthly Thursday club meeting with the tagline, "Face to Face is the new social networking," which saw crowds of up to 200 attending the event. Realizing there was more needed than just physically meeting, physically meeting and exchange of ideas, he set up an African Diaspora Political Action Committee as a charity and soon to be trust to lobby and advocate exclusively on the behalf of African diaspora people, and built a relationship with 6 regions of African Union. This evening, my brothers, my sisters, my family, my mothers, my daughters, my sons, we have in the studio that brother, Dean Okaya. Big up yourself, my brother. Ote. Speak to the mic, my brother.
Yes, sir. Good evening, family. So, when we're talking about the events of yesterday, they're consistent, and I don't understand why we're still shocked. Because our shock would be predicated on Europeans being decent. And there's nothing they've demonstrated to be decent in 500 years of engagement with them. So look, my thing was this. I had no problem with Donald Trump becoming president, because what I thought it would do is light a fire under the African foot, so they would organize exclusively for their own benefit. And then 4 years later, we're hearing POC, people of color. So you've advanced the people of color. Does this include Latinas who have their own agenda? They have their own socio-economic agenda that was served by Obama. They have their own, even though Trump said they were rapist criminals, he has his own exclusive agreements with them. But there's no exclusive African-American agreement, in spite of blacks for Trumps. Because blacks for Trump doesn't mean anything. Because black doesn't mean anything. Because it's connected to low landmass. There's no accountability if anything is done to a black. Because there's no sovereignty in black. Africans is the derivative of our ethnicity. Just like Chinese, wherever we are. But because uniquely they won't understand that. And when you see an ADOS, anybody who fights to separate Africans from Africa and other Africans is not worthy of following. Now, irrespective of I agree with their outlook on reparations, which is correct, and may be exclusive to the descendants of our kidnapped ancestors, still, you empowering black to separate black from African, there's no powering. Because I can tell you you're too black, but how ridiculous does it sound if I tell you you're too African? So those same ADOS look down on Nigerians, saying they come here and they're sellouts and empowered. But who can tell a Nigerian you're too Nigerian? That man will look at you with a Jay-Z nod. You right? And then look at his life. Is he at the bottom of every measurable metric? Economically, educationally, none of the above. He's fine because he serves his own interests. Black doesn't serve any interest because anybody can self-nominate and become politically black. So when we are African and work exclusively for Africans, we serve our own interests. And when we do that, more than the talk that the Americans should have done, they should have been organizing. So even we now, as young as ADPAC is, have partnered with Access UK, where I'm the business development manager with my brother Nana Ajiman, and we have a structured leadership program for 20 young men in Haringey.
I'm going to get to that.
Yeah.
I'm going to get to that, but I want to know a bit more about you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and then we can talk about what led to ADPAC and things like that. Now, what I want to ask you, where was he born?
South London. This is my area. I was between New Cross and Peckham for the first 30 years of my life.
So where do you go, Peckham?
No, I went to Addy and Stanhope in Deptford. I went to Kenda Primary in New Cross and Addy and Stanhope in Deptford. And then my friends that we went to all dayers were North Peckham Estate. So Burgess Park, Brockwell Park.
So let me ask you a question. So growing up in that area at that time, what was it like for you? I mean, did you experience racism then? I mean, what was it like?
I'll be honest. The only place that I experienced racism was probably getting stopped by police. Because even from 18, I had extrapolated myself from the system. When I moved out of my mum's, my entire world between 18 and let's say 20 was just petty criminals. I wasn't accountable to anybody. I had my own business. I sold videos. I sold whatever came across my hands. And I didn't answer to anybody. So the only racism, if I'm walking in the street and wasn't doing anything and getting pulled over, was by police. So I understood the power. But in order for racism to be effective, you've got to acknowledge and engage Europeans. You've got to be reliant on Europeans for something in order for them to take it away. So I had a contract with myself. I didn't want your benefits. I don't want your help in any way. I'll figure it out which just increased my problem solving skills. So then I'm not answerable to you. So what can you take away from me? So within that, it taught me to rely on myself. And inadvertently, that was learning to be in the pit that Garvey's father had dug for him in Jamaica. Because any time I went down, I had to dig my way out of it. I was too proud to this day. I'm too proud to take anything away from anybody that I don't take it away from. So
you work for yourself all your life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I've had 3 jobs where every time a business went down, I get a job for 6 months and then stack my money, live like a pauper, and bet on myself again.
So you went all days and things like that. So you did the normal things that young people did in the 80s. Yeah? You opened a business, like a long-term business that you just closed. Yeah? But before we get to that, what was your schooling like?
I loved to learn, but I despised school. And I was a young man you would consistently find outside of the classroom, who'd been sent out of the classroom for not being accepting of what teachers did. And I was improving my debating skills from my second year of school, which wasn't appreciated by teachers because I knew my inalienable rights.
So from that, what did you see school through? Did you go college? Did you go university? What did you do?
I went to Brit school. I didn't go to university, no. Even in that, it was, at the time that I went, because it was the first year that it opened, there was nothing there. It wasn't the Brit school that it is today. So, again, it was a disappointment for me in terms of the experience. University was never for me. Unless I'd made a decision about what I wanted to do, which didn't require university. That required lived experience as an entrepreneur. So I followed that rabbit down the hole as far as it went.
So, you leave school. Did you see it through, or did you just leave?
No, I saw it through. Yeah. I
so
did.
when you left, what did you do after that?
I went to Brit school in Croydon after I left school.
No, I said
after. Yeah. Oh, I moved out. That's when I moved to New Cross. So when I'm from New Cross. When my parents got divorced, we moved back in with my grandparents in Kennington. And at 18, I moved right back to New Cross and got my own place. I was never going to get a council flat, so I got a private flat on the main road opposite what is now Sainsbury's. And I lived there for 4 years to the day. I got a not too polite inquiry from police who let themselves in 1995, and I made the decision that nobody would know where I laid my head after that.
And so after that visit by the police, etc., what happened after that?
They had confiscated what they had come there for, wasn't there, and they confiscated the 10 video recorders and 500 tapes and a lot of my stock, which was the movies and adult videos. But I did something cheeky. I had 2 court dates, and on the first court date they made a provision to keep all of my stuff, and I said, let me try a thing. So I went to Lewisham Police Station in Ladywell, and I said, I had my court date yesterday and I've come to get my video recorders. I tried a thing. They're in police bags, and I was broke because my business had gone. This is about 2 months, and one of my brethren's mum saw me carrying these 7 plastic bags, police bags with video recorders on my back. So I put them down every 10 feet, walk, because it was summertime, and I remember I was wearing a string vest, and my court appearance was the next day, and they made the claim. to keep my video recorders.
You buy
And I had the video recorders, and I'd sold 2 of them for £70 each, and I got fined £500. And
did you pay?
No, I didn't. I'm going to be honest. I didn't pay the fine. I didn't pay the fine, and I think there was some small community service hours which I didn't do. And they did post a warrant, which just at that stage of my life, I had no concern for authority. And at this stage of my life, I'm aware that all authority is self-imposed by none. Now, the only difference between whether it's a legitimate authority or not is your acknowledgement of that authority and your ability to circumvent that authority. Now, because most of us aren't aware of our inalienable rights, we will stop. Like if a policeman is hailing you, stop, stop, stop. I just keep it moving. You would have to physically apprehend me. Now, I'm not a criminal, so I wouldn't stop. And I've no need to engage you because I don't know any criminals. And I don't know anything about crime. So, with my inalienable rights as a man under God and the sky, I am free to do as I please. So, I haven't known this my whole life, and I'm a late learner. Now, as I've learned, I learn very quickly. And that learning becomes very effective because I'm one of those people who transfers what they learn into life. Not everybody can make that transition. They read it and they know intellectually, but knowing is doing. In order for knowing to be doing, though, you have to have a certain fearlessness. And that's about your spirit. Everything is spirit. But unfortunately, the vast majority of us can be tricked out of our position of clarity and aren't necessarily aware of the power of spirit. And as soon as we start to talk about it, we're made to feel strange. You could even align it with mental illness. But those who have any power to any detriment for anybody are all aware that spirit is our most powerful commodity.
All right. We had somebody ringing here about spirit.
Mm-hmm.
And we just had to change the mic because we've been having a bit of problem with the mic. So let me see if I can hear that. I think that is better. That's actually better. That's actually better, Amuta. Yeah, thank you for a beautiful technician in the place. We had somebody rang up here about spirit, but there wasn't a Christian thing.
That's not spirit.
Yeah, so more for that you deal because for that you deal with my bunny in the studios.
I just said it because you know me. You see,
so just explain that little spirit thing a bit more. But I want to talk more about how you reach to where we're all into that spirit.
Yes,
all into that spirit thing. So you did that. You went to the court case.
Mm-hmm.
You're what age now? About 20.
20, yeah.
Yeah, you're about 20. When did you? What led you to open up or get into that business of selling suits and things like that? When did that come about?
An opportunity. Just like I had 2 phone shops in West Norwood between 98 and 2000.
Oh, and well, stop then. Go back to them because that's what I want to know. So after that scenario with the videos and things, what did you do after that?
Right. So I'd got a job in colours in Rye Lane. And the brothers were late every day. And one of the brothers came in. They started at 10. And he asked me, do you want to start at 9 or 9:30? And I walked out. And I left him there. That was, I think, April 1996. And I got a job at Barclays Bank for 6 months, and I despised it. And I was...
What was he doing there?
Oh, cashier.
Oh, cashier.
At the window. But it didn't agree with my lifestyle. And it's not to look down on squares, but it wasn't my life. I remember I would be up until 2 in the morning which isn't conducive with counting money and being in a bank. I remember I was counting money one day and I did this. I realized I fell asleep as I'm counting the money, and I said, and I looked like this. I remember, I said, this isn't conducive with my lifestyle, and it just wasn't me. And I was sitting next to a guy named Graham, who'd worked in the bank for 11 years. He started in the mech room, which is where they used to deal with the checks, and they do all the background checks on a check. And he was earning a couple of £1,000 more than me, and he was 28 years old, and he had grey hairs. And I said, I know that. I said, it just wasn't for me. My odometer was going 1,000,000 miles an hour in the other direction. So it wasn't for me.
So you left?
I left.
And what did you do after that?
After that, I had some venture. I think it might possibly have been some music venture that would have lasted for under a year, definitely under a year. And then I got a job in Reese in Longacre, and the manager was
Reese. What was Reese?
Reese Menswear.
Oh, Menswear.
In Longacre. That was for about a...
That's Auburn, isn't it? Round that side, isn't it?
Longacre, Covent Garden. And I was going to the Cannes Film Festival in 98. And the manager, I was supposed to give the morning meeting. He had told me that. And then when I was walking, he pushed the tailor in and pulled the door shut. And I thought he was joking. So I knocked on the glass. I'm like, open the door. And none of the staff opened the door. Now, I used to open the door because he'd say, don't open the door for them. I said, you're a child. So I'd open the door. But none of them opened the door. And I was flying out the next day to Cannes. I lost my rag. I went downstairs. I got my bag. I said, bag check to the assistant manager. I went home and slept because I'd been clubbing all night. That's just where my odometer was. And it was close to payday. I hadn't been paid. So I went to Cannes for a week, which was an adventure in itself, entrepreneurial, where I had an investor to some tune where we did some blue sky selling. I came back and I had my wages. I bought bogus Louis Vuitton purses, Fendi belts, this, that, and the third for $10 each. I sold them. Everybody was under the impression I was using counterfeit credit cards, and they went for £45-50, and I found myself with a stack. And that's when I went into partnership with a brother, and we opened the first phone shop in West Norwood. So we paid.
Was it Ade?
No. Mohammed Med. So you know, on the South Circulars, you come up opposite the Ford dealer.
Yeah.
That's the one you came into, which was my shop with a young lady named Shelley.
Okay.
That's when you were doing the comedy.
Yes.
And this is This is 99.
Yeah.
This is 99. The second shop is now the Subway. Just up so.
Oh,
Yeah. So it was literally like 400 yards apart. And at that time, we thought we were balling out of control because we used to sponsor Power Jam, Breakfast Show, Yardi. So that was TOC who did the Breakfast Show. So we used to sponsor that.
No, that was on Baseline. That's Baseline.
Baseline.
Yeah,
Baseline. Yes.
Yeah.
What did that?
Mix Up used to do the Breakfast Show on Power Jam.
Yeah, TOC. TOC did the Baseline.
The Baseline, yeah.
And we had
Yardi and them, man.
With Yardi, I haven't seen him for years. Yeah. We had 75 spots on Choice FM, which gave us no return on our investment. It was all young men's ego. But Addy, who had the phone shop on Wharf Road, right? Yeah. Psychological children in a competition with a man who was just doing business. But we thought we were competing in that way, and we used to advertise in the South London Press as well. But all ego. We used to sponsor the Baseline dances as well.
Okay.
Yeah, and Vibes with Courtney as well. We had adverts on. Yeah. So that was for a couple of years, and we had 3 burglaries in 3 months. Now, I was not expecting that in any way, shape or form. We had no insurance payout. Now, the first two brought us down to a cash business. So we used to buy phones from another shop in Borough. And that just added to his list. So he used to give us a cost. And that third one, I remember I'd left a young lady. I'm on the road. And I seen the board on the bottom of the shop. And this is just as I bought it to a cash business that was nice. Because the accounts were messed up with our credit supplier. Which is one of the reasons I don't really use credit anymore. And that was it. Every phone was gone. Anything of worth was gone. The till was smashed. But when I pinged it, there was £230 in the till. I took it. And that was what I was worth on the day.
So what did you do after that?
After that, I really didn't rush. I had put my things in storage. I lost my yard. After a while, I lost the storage. And I had moved back to my grandmother's yard. Not my old bedroom. My aunt was there. My sister's box room. Now, because my initial intention was to get into the film industry, I just went headlong straight into that. And there were certain community organizations I was dealing with as well, like the Uhuru movement. I saw Amali Yeshitila when he came over. I think it was 2002 or...
Is that when he was down at
Peckham? He was on Frontline.
No, it wasn't Peckham. I saw him down East London.
Well, he was in the country for about a week. Yeah. And I learned about the operation that he had in Philadelphia. And they said they had a furniture shop, entrepreneurial. Because what does everybody talk about? Suffering. We don't want money. I can't align myself with that because I have responsibilities. And the minute, any time that I've ever had money, my sister is fine, my mum is fine, and everybody's fine around me. Everybody who's around me gets. And you know my sister. Children went to your boys' school. Yeah.
School together, yeah.
So, what I did was get to know as many people I could within the black film circles. And I met a lady in an organization where I acquired 40 grand. So on that day, I was worth 40 grand for the conversation.
Sure.
And set up an office in Bishopsgate.
Your CSI?
Well, do you know what it was? I said, and when we set this office in Bishopsgate, I moved to Clapton in Hackney.
I just got to sing a big up Dean from Pedro. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Cham is watching, and wow, Dean, what like-minded spirit? Khadija. Yeah, go on, Dean, carry on.
So, but in all of this, I'd had very few mentors, official mentors, and realized, because I skipped a part, I had, while I was also there in New Cross, after I'd been interrupted by the police, I had a brethren who was an estate agent in Crystal Palace. Now, he had empty commercial buildings, and we run a shebeen there on a Friday and a Saturday. So I used to run the bar. Now, you know all of the characters, and with me is never names for stories, that collected money around Brixton in those times that would have passed through those darts. And my man said one thing to me: don't make no man put his hand on my bottles. So I have to learn a very cool way to handle big men who had firepower and all kinds of things around them, but they just couldn't touch the drinks. So I would pick up a buckle and turn my back and just... And it just gives you life skills to be in the environment. There's no substitute for lived experience. And I would see when trouble came in the building and observe. It's not about making noise. It's never about excitement. And if you want to contain that problem, don't over-project, which is why to this day I don't over-project. If I see a challenge come to me, the first thing I do is put out my hand to quell that. And the first thing I tell you is I'm a man and I respect myself. So I convey respect. But I be highly respectful. And the other side of that coin is I be highly disrespectful. But I will give them all of the... I will give you my humility to let you know I'm not interested in your excitement and Hollywood because I don't really have problems in my life, personally. People may call me and say, this is going on, but I personally don't have any Hollywood problems in my life. None. Not a one.
So, you did that, and you did that little piece there, and you said the drinks and all them something there. And then you opened the phone shops, and then the phone shop you closed. You went back to your your grandmother's, you sitting in your sister's box room. Lead us from there.
Right. So then set up the OFW Foundation and my production company at the same time. So first I come to my production company. So I was shooting music videos and corporate videos. And then I set up the OFW Foundation to train in that stuff. And I had a seminar called Half Art, Half Business.
Yeah, but what does OFW?
Oh, right, sorry. It was Orca Film World, which didn't mean anything. I'd had this name since I was a kid. That was always going to be the name of my production company. So it was Orca Film World and it was the OFW Foundation as an offshoot of that. So I had a seminar called Half Art, Half Business. Now, I'd invite all of the creative people in front of the camera on one day, and then all of the business people. So business affairs, intellectual property solicitors, publishing, you name it, that was to do with distribution, the collection agencies, so that they had an absolute clarity over the 2 days of all of the production roles and all of the business roles, because we tend to just talk about the creative, and mine was always more of an interest in the business, and that was what the money was for from the organization. So I did that for a year and a half, and we had another big grant coming in, and then it fell apart with personality and things of this nature. And to be honest, when the grant part fell apart, I was losing interest because I was in the basket for things that were happening that I hadn't actually done. So I'd lost interest. And your spirit has to be in something for it to be fully successful, which is why I say spirit is everything. Now, I have had such short lead times for certain things, and I knew it was always going to be all right on the night. This is spirit. You make a decision, just like your life. I've made a decision that I'm going to dead a young man in a whole body, surrounded by my family. So everybody you be assassinated if you do this. I said, no, that's your projection. I said, but number one, the prophets and my teachers came before me to teach me what not to do. Sure. There's a reason I don't speak on European platforms. Because my first teacher, Brother Malcolm, taught me, is of no earthly benefit to show Europeans your intellect or to speak about your own family. Now, I don't gossip, and I don't talk to men that gossip. I have no respect for it. It has no place amongst men who have dominion over the ground they walk in. So, to go on TV and speak to Europeans about what would have to be predicated on them being decent, which, to my experience, especially within their media, they aren't. So then it's counterproductive. And why do we continue to do things that are counterproductive in order for us to have a media notoriety? Which makes no sense. So I would rather seek out those in my own community, appear on our platforms so that those of a similar ilk would recognize me and reach out to me similarly as I reach out to them. Because I have no interest in the melee of whores who are there for media attention. It's of no earthly benefit to us.
You're in tune to the Nubian Forum People's Talk Show, live here on GalaxyAfiwe.com. On the Facebook, Kwaku Bonso. Inside, we have an unsung hero, Dean Akai, telling us his story and what led him to what he's doing at present day. So you did all of that. You end out of that thing there, and then what did you do after that? What was your next venture?
Right. So it was literally.
What age were you at that time as well? That'd be interesting.
Oh, when I came out of the...
When you finished the film thing, no?
Right.
That age, because you did the phone shop, then you did the film thing.
I was 30. I was 30. And then I met my son's mum, and we had a web and graphic design business together for 3 to 4 years. And we'd both learned it from YouTube, the greatest university on earth. Eat the chicken and spit out the bones. So we weren't earning £1 million, but we didn't need to leave the house to make money. And we didn't need to ask anybody for anything either. So that business was, we started maybe £350, £500, £700, 2008 lick, boom, money come back down, prices come down, because all that money is my money. What's the sense in me staying up here, but nobody's there? I said, all that money out there is my money. So I've got to learn to be more efficient with my time. So even my son, when he was born, I had a regime that I would wake up, play with him, entertain him, run him out during these shows like the Mickey Mouse show. Then he would sleep. Then I'd work. I worked out how long he would sleep. If I had somebody around the yard, accomplish everything I needed to, then he'd wake up and back in it with him. So I had got that regime down to an art. And that's one thing that tells me the compound effect of what you do every day is very powerful. As you start, it doesn't look like anything, but it's what leads to mastery. That thing that you invest in every single day that looks so small, like training yourself, like listening to learning materials as you're working every day, like improving your spirit and meditating every day. Now, for the 10 minutes that you're doing it, it seems like nothing. But you do that 365 days a year and notice the growth in your spirit. As you're conversing with peers and you see there's a challenge that's affecting them and the clarity that you have based on the scope of your spirit that just doesn't get too embroiled in these things. So, what I had made a decision is that I was not going to do what I didn't want to do beyond that stage. I wasn't in a rush to do anything. So the clothes shop came up as an opportunity. I started to sell little bits, and I was going to wholesalers and building it up.
Did you go Olga East at the time? Because Olga East used to sell a lot.
Do you know, I didn't. There were the guys I was coming across. One of my close brethren's missus worked in the rag trade, and I met a gentleman. I won't go into that story. Very cheeky man, like the people that Wiley dealt with. Only the difference between me and Wiley is I'm not the one who gets bit. You see, when sharks smile at you in the water, it's because they know they got bigger teeth. So when you say you're going to do a thing, you should do a thing. And if you're not going to do the thing, you're going to pay for what you say. Now, you could look at me any way you like, but you're not going to do me nothing. So, when we're aware of that, and this is why I speak on our inalienable rights, I know my power as a sovereign. So, like I said to this day, I can't take anything from people unless I take anything from people. And I'm not of that persuasion anymore. So we are talking about a decade ago. And at the stage where the man had said he would do a thing, I had also broken up with my son's mum, and it was not a good place to try and take advantage of a man in that state who was setting something up. Now, at the same time, my mum had a blood clot on her lung and had stopped working and couldn't work. So then she needed money. I didn't know what am I going to do for live, how I'm going to buy stock, how I'm going to pay rent, how I'm going to, and deal with my son and my responsibilities. So I had 4 envelopes. So I know what you're looking for the story is the process. Because there's a brother like me who's fallen down now and can learn from this process. My eyes were always wide open and my ears were alert and my antenna was set to receive for the opportunities. So when the opportunities present themselves, for me they scream, for some they whisper, but what they are is finite. So you need to be ready and you need to respond in the correct way, extrapolate your ego and work as hard as your body will allow you using the intellectual capital you have. And if you don't have enough, then be learning on the job. So I had 4 envelopes that said my boy, stock, rent and my mum. And the envelope I would fill first was stock, because the only one of those 4 I made money from was stock. So very quickly I had to be mercenary about that. So then my boy and my mum, because I would always be all right. Until I got to the stage where I started to overcompensate.
I'm listening.
Where he was in school.
We're listening. Everybody out there is listening. And if you're enjoying the, this interview, sorry for cutting.
No, not at all.
If you're enjoying the interview, you can send your text messages or your WhatsApp messages on 07377 920703. That's 073 77920703. You're listening to Dina Kai, entrepreneur and black activist. Continue.
So remember, I'd spent the first 5 years of my son's life with him every day. So we had a very unique bond. And when me and his mum separated, I know I overcompensated. He'd had his first laptop at 2. I think by the time he was 6, he'd had another 2 laptops as they were broken. I used to pick him up every week and we'd do something like Michael Jackson, Thriller Live, Batman Live, Walking with Dinosaurs, all of those big shows. But I realized it was overcompensating. And then you see that balance starts to shift, where the child is spoiling, it becomes a thing where they expect. And we would go to the cinema an inordinate amount of times until the boy turned around and said to me, "It's not normal to go to the cinema every week, Dad. Who does that?" And now I look at him and I say, "You remember them time when you said that to me?" I said, "When last you see cinema?" So, but even him, he's 13. But now, because we took him out of school at 7 to homeschool, even I was lamenting last week that he has access to, he has my passwords, he has my bank details and my PayPal. And if I said send grandma money and I give him a figure, he does it to the letter. And I have no concern of the process. So it's funny, I picked him up from his mum yesterday to spend a month with him. Now, he has his own business. He does video editing and graphic design, which he charges for. And he has a client. So I have a laptop for him, a brand new laptop, that I got him at the yard, and I said, there's a hard drive, put your things on there and bring it down. So we get there, and he says, Dad, this laptop doesn't have a video card, so it can't render the work quick enough, and I need to go back to Mum. I said, super. And he says, do you want me to mash up my reputation with my client and lose my client? Because I said I will cover the money of his client. And what he said to me is, he's 13. And he despised business studies when I did it with him. But what he has is an entrepreneur's ethic. So I was planning to bring him with me here. And he said, Dad, I need to get this work done for my client by tomorrow. Now I thought, can I rightly tell him that I will make up the money and you can do some work on the new website and bond your client? And I said, what message am I sending him? I said, cool.
Well, he's your son. He's got your
yeah,
son,
yeah. But it mad me at the same time. I wanted to punch him in his chest. However,
I know that. But anyway, listen, I'm going to get to your son, but I just want to get to the part.
Yes.
Where you said an opportunity came. From
yes.
The shop.
Right.
With the clothes thing. So
yeah. So, and I didn't have a lot of money when I was starting in this business. I'd save something silly like over a couple of weeks, £1,800. So I was buying.
Hold on.
Yeah.
What made you go into the retail? I mean, how did you just end up in the retail business?
Okay. Right. So our Brethren's missus was with the guy from manufacturing. She's in the rag trade.
She met
so
this Jew man. And
right. So the first thing, she asked me to help her in the shop. So now they had a shop a couple of doors down, and I was working there selling leather jackets. This is only like one day a week. It was on a Sunday, and I was looking on the road, and I said, "This place is busy." And I met a brother who spoke to me about a shop a couple doors down, and I said, "That's an opportunity that was available." And
where was this?
Camden High Street. So I explored that, identified suppliers, and went straight into it. So
you never knew nothing about the rug trade.
No. I worked that period. I'd worked in Reese.
How long did you work there for?
Just under a year.
Right, so you got a bit of experience.
Yeah. Look, if you're in any environment and you have a contract with yourself that you're a lifelong learner, you're gonna learn. If you spend a week with a fraud, it's gonna rub off. If you spend a week with a car mechanic, it's gonna rub off. It was like handy jobs that I used to do around the yard. The fellow who decorated the fun shops, I watched, I observed closely, assisted with some things, and then you pick it up. And then it's just about engaging it in your lived experience. So I've always been one of those people, for whatever environment I'm in, I get a peer education. A peer education is far more valuable than the formal education that is going to take years. So when you ask me about university, I sit down now, I speak with bankers, I speak with financiers, I speak with people that are in gold deals, cryptocurrency. You could go across a plethora of industries. I'm one of those people that takes my LinkedIn contacts out for lunch frequently. I have 6,088 African contacts on LinkedIn. There was one European lady who said she was a philanthropist when our brother was knelt on and murdered, and she said she dealt with corporate social responsibility. So I said, that's coin. She didn't do anything with the opportunity I afforded her, so she gone. And now we're back down to 6,088 African connections who are professionals on LinkedIn.
Okay. We're going to get to that.
Yes.
I want you to just get to the something there so we can...
Right, so the shop. So let me talk about the shop now. And this is when I say...
So there was an opportunity, you spoke to a man, your source of supplies, what next?
Right. So I took the lease on the shop, and I was struggling, which is the truth. And when it came to suppliers, I didn't have the money to buy stock. What I would do is I would go to the supplier with part of the money, knowing they were going to afford me credit. No, they got no address, they got no nothing. Just personalita. Now, after I'd gone there for about 6 weeks, this will be the usual thing. Pay me the rest when you come back. And I go back and pay them. So I say this to us, that attitude is everything, and spirit, when your spirit resonates with people. And these were people of different races, Pakistani, Lebanese, different races. Because you deal with them with parity. You're not subservient to them. Nobody would deal with you anyway if you respect yourself as a man and you live in your dominion as a man. Sure. So I hear people saying this thing about... Yes, sir.
Love what you're saying, but
yes,
time. I want people to know
and it's right. So it's 10 to 12. So I'm going to be succinct.
Yeah, go on, because I can stop when I'm ready, but I don't want to be here too long.
So what? So in essence, I was dealing with suppliers, and they were giving me more than I had the money to pay them, which afforded me to be able to sell, to fill that stock envelope, and deal with my family until I got to the point where I was able to drop a $1 a week on my mum, who was sick. That was the one that made me feel clear, because I know that she will be all right. And then be able to spoil my boy and do certain things. So there was a stage where the shop got busy as well, and the customers became regular based on how they were treated as men. At that stage, I used to wear a suit every day, complimented everybody, and treated men as men in the short period of time that we have to ourselves. So the shop became synonymous with more than just buying clothes, because they came in there, you have little counseling, people talk, people enjoyed the experience of the shop, until it's one of those places where people come like Desmond's, but buy something still. You understand? So it became like that within the first 3 years. So
how long did you have the shop?
10 years. So it was the end of the 10-year lease, and the rent's going up 10 grand. Number one, COVID-19, the reset has shifted. The internet was shifting how people shop. This has completely shifted how people shop. Now, I wouldn't make any guarantee for a 10,000 increase over a 5-year lease. It just doesn't make business sense to me. And I'm not emotionally attached to a building like that. Now, I say that, and...
But you say that.
Yeah, I was just about to go into that point there, yes. Yeah.
I read something that you wrote on the Facebook.
Yeah.
And I mentioned it, I think it was on Monday on Sister Shini's show, which she was covering for Brother Kwame. Shit was that show? I can't remember if it was Sister Shini's show, if it was a show on Monday or Wednesday, but I remember quoting what you said, because I thought it was so profound.
Yeah.
You put out a message into the Facebook, and you said you apologize for the last 2 weeks, that you haven't responded to people, etc. You've been very busy locking down the shop, putting stuff in storage, and all the rest of it. You also kitted out a couple of people and things like that. And you said, I paid homage onto the building
that served
me for the last 10 years.
Yeah.
And I thought that was so profound.
But and you know what I did? I cleaned a physical ton of rubbish. I didn't hire anybody apart from the refuse truck that took the thing away. I did that with my own hand, and I made sure. And I made the mess. Don't ever put anything anywhere, because it belongs. You see, the first day you do it, I mentioned the compound effect. It's a wrap. And I looked at this thing, I said, Lord God. I said, you did that. You're a madman. You're responsible for that. And it's so bad. The watch on my wrist, I'd gone for a drink with a brethren and put it in my office 4 years ago. When I see this watch. And when I was cleaning, I said the years, it was like Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
I'm talking to my boy. I said, Super, Daddy's at 2016 now. Yeah. And the things I'd forgotten I had. Because like those guys who come in the shop and you acquire things, I have things upon things upon things. Some people will call me a hoarder. And
I think we're all hoarders in one way or another.
And
so I ain't gonna but I'm gonna cost get black.
Even like the drinks that I have that I'll take to events. I thought I'd put all the drinks in storage. And then I find another section. It's just pure Prosecco's and champagnes again. And so after I'd cleaned out all the debris, but as I'm cleaning the debris, I wanted to do it by myself. Like some brothers came down and bought me a drink, but I didn't want to do that too much to distract me. I was listening to spiritual materials at the same time. And all it was doing was giving me clarity about the next part of my journey. Because the next incarnation is very important. Because like standing in that room where Neil was, when the architect says, I have seen many of you, those mistakes can't be duplicated. So even to the fact that I have not...
He's talking about Matrix at
yeah. Even to the fact that I haven't incorporated AdPack yet because it's missing the capstone. And the capstone can't be me. What if people not like me? So I don't want to duplicate what the Honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey did, where you draw enemies. I want it to be about the institution. Because avatars...
We're going to get to AdPack.
All right, sir.
Clean up the shop.
Yes.
Tell us why you said what you said in the shop.
Yeah.
Get us to the story.
Yes.
And then we hit AdPack.
Yeah. So, on the Sunday gone, I put the last of my things in storage, and Monday gone, I had the last of the refuse collected, which was about, I think it was 37 industrial bags of rubbish, cardboard, old clothes, and in the basement where they get damp and they're soiled, I just threw them away. I wasn't too concerned because my silent philanthropy over the course of a decade is enough, that there are enough brothers that know me that have been able to move smoothly into a position with a uniform to serve them, who are my allies to this day. And the small wastage that there was, I just had to wipe my mouth. But it was important for me to clean that myself, because brothers came forward to help me. One of my brothers from Brixton, and I said, do you know what? I'm good. I'm looking at it. I'm still overwhelmed. I said, yeah, I'm mad, man. But I didn't want any help. So I went through the process, and it was a very cathartic process, being in isolation, because one, I don't get to spend that much time by myself. And two, it really did make me lament on self-responsibility.
So you're in the shop for 10 years. You're cleaning it. You know, you must have been going through some memories. And you must have had some moments. And think, wow, boy. You say that you don't get attached, but we're all beings of this planet. We do get attached in some way or another.
Yes.
It doesn't mean you can't let it go.
Yeah.
But we do get attached.
Yeah.
So what was it? What was the feeling like? What was it like? Obviously, you're saying, you know, you see this woolly thing for clean, but something inside they say, you know, Dean, me have to clean this myself. Tell us about that moment when you did the last bit of clearing and you saw that it was empty.
I don't know how I felt, because my missus asked me the same thing. Like, she would ask me on a daily basis, like, how do you feel? And I said, I don't really. A little bit numb to it. Like, when I'm in the process, there's something cathartic about doing it, but it wasn't anything that I could articulate. So, when it was...
So what led you then to say, I had to thank the building that served me for 10 years? There's something in that.
Yeah, because we went through a lot together.
I felt...
King,
I actually felt that sentence, King.
Is nothing that I'd articulate, but there are 2 of my brothers that know me inside out, 3 of my brothers that know me inside out, and it's served me very well. It's done a lot. It's done a lot. And it was a spiritual thing. And you know what? At this juncture of my life, I follow my spirit to the letter. If it tell me go east, I go east. If it tell me go west. And you might see a tidal wave coming. You say, you're walking into that. I said, that thing is going to crash long before I reach there. Because my spirit tells me.
Let me read this text. It says, Otep Kwaku, what an amazing young man. Respect to the Most High to be listening to this eloquence, knowledge and power. Bev. Big up yourself, Bev. My sister Bev, that's my sister from another mother.
I have them. So the most important thing, another reason, quite possibly, inadvertently that I did it, is that I'm now going on to be speaking about being responsible for ourselves and self-determination.
I'm going to cut you again.
Yeah.
Otep Kwaku, spinner, clocker, go get a sharp, my ear is up. Great inspirer, brother. This is what people are saying about you, King. Continue.
So, at this juncture of my life, I seek to pay forward what I've learned by myself. And through ADPAC and Access UK, we've got the leadership program that starts on the 7th of September.
Talking about ADPAC, you see, but what I want the people to know, how did ADPAC come about?
Okay. So,
is that the African Diaspora?
It was the Political Action Committee. And I changed it for this reason, to Public Affairs. Because we based the entire structure on the Israeli lobbying pack in the States. Why? Because it unifies everybody to have dual interests. Every politician is a member. How'd that be? Every high-ranking business person is a member of AIPAC. How'd that be? And AIPAC in the States, the Israeli lobby. And there's no conflict of interest. So me and my missus have an event called the Thursday Club. And we had one 2 years ago. And it was about, because the elections were coming up, we wanted to set up a super PAC. And then it evolved to include the tenets of Powernomics, what we were doing with the Solution Room. And then very recently, the further down the rabbit hole I go, the more closely I become acquainted with MPs, councillors, people who work in Parliament. And I didn't want any conflict of interest for them to be able to join. And I have colleagues in Parliament who said, I can't join anything that has politics in the title, but I can join anything else. So I said, that's not complicated.
Just called it
so changed it from African Diaspora Political Action Committee to African Diaspora Public Affairs Committee. So the Israeli one is the Israeli Public Affairs Committee. The American Israeli Public Affairs Committee. So we just did the same. And even down to the fact that the website, I'd fully developed a website, and I was in the shower about a month ago, and the ancestors just said, look at you, you're so convoluted in your speech patterns. People aren't in your head. You're not going to get mass adoption. The way it's very intelligent. It's wonderful. But which part you talk to spirit? Which part are you speaking to the common man? Now, if you're the Jack of Spades you believe you are, and you rub shoulders with the rotin, go all the way down the numbers to 2, which part you communicate that? So the ancestor said, tear down the whole thing. You know how long I work on that thing there. Through the 12, I sat at my desk from when I closed the shop on the 12th of March. Sorry, on the 13th of March, which was a Sunday. Monday, the 14th, I said to my missus, this is my routine. I sit at my desk from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. We have lunch. You could talk to me as much as you want, but I'm working. I did that for 12 weeks consecutively, 3 months, building that thing, having Zoom meetings internationally, and with these same assets. I'm talking about parliament, politicians, and then the ancestor said, tear it down. You know what I did? I went to my desk. I just went to the back end of the website. I delete the whole thing, except the blog, which was all of the stories and articles. And then I start to write the definitions of ADPAC. I get back in the shower. My missus say, you just go. I said, yeah, don't go in the shower to get washed. I go in the shower to communicate. Yeah. So as I come out the shower, I start typing, and now it's flowing through me, the definitions. No blog. Boom, boom, paragraph. I read it so simple, a child could understand it. I said, I eat that. And then I got my images, boom, built the website again. I said, now you got the full structure, ready for content.
All right, listen to this now. It's 4 minutes past hours of 12. I've got to go to the market. I've got to go and get stuff for an event that's happening on Saturday. Yeah? And, because, you know, I'm in the catering business.
Yeah.
With peers and things like that. And there's something going on at the Classic where peers will be the caterers for the night. Yeah, it's £35 for a ticket, but the tickets are limited. Yeah, because of the, distance, social.
Yeah.
It's just a little evening out for people to just get,
But never just.
Yeah.
Never just.
Leave
just.
Yeah, it's an evening out for people to just, let their meal down, little music, but mainly, it's going to be like a 3-course meal. Lamb and salmon and works, and then you're going to have music. So I think that, you can get the thing on Eventbrite. I'll read it out in a minute to people, but.
And we also have Just Tickets, which is an African-owned event platform.
Yeah, well, you need to tell me about that.
Just-tickets.com.
All right, we'll talk about that. So what I want to do now, Dean, I'm going to have to call you back.
Anytime.
Yeah, I'm going to have to call you back because it's been such an inspiring and interesting moment with you, brother. Yeah, we haven't even got into the part where you know me. We haven't even got into that part. So there's just like Stafford, I've got to bring you back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I got to bring you back. I know the people are going to win here. So what I'm going to do?
And me and Stafford have things to do.
Yeah. So that's interesting. I'm going to open up the lines for people to ask you a few questions. I'm just going to take a seat in the background and let people ask you questions. The number is +44 if you're abroad, 0207. That means you drop the first 0 when you do the +44. 0207 193 0174. That's a live link number. You can call now and you can ask Dean any question you want, or even tell him how it affected you, if it affected you at all, and what you thought about this little interview with him. And tell him, is he truly an unsung hero? Because for me, he is. And if you want to send in a text and a question, is +44, drop the 073 7792 0703. The lines are open. Feel free for calling and chat to the man and ask the man a question, because I know that people, I was inspired by just listening to him. Dean, you were really inspiration in this show tonight, and I feel the spirit, definitely. Text read, excellent interview. I would love to read it from a book, inspiring, thank you. Yeah, that's coming from Sister Sandra. Let me see if I've got any texts coming in there and things like that. So people ring in, come in, want to sit on there, and probably more. You can talk to him, you know. I know that he sounds like one of them man there. Oh, so like, yeah, I think he's been in the university, you know. But he has been in the university of life. You understand me? So let me read this. I got a text here. 1 second. It says, Dean, did you have a mentor? If so, could you tell us whether it helped you?
I've had many mentors who weren't aware they were mentoring me. You one of them? Because remember, when I had lost the shop in 2000 and I was very low, I was speaking with you around that period. And I was low because I was fully steeped in ego. Remember, we align the material things with success and being the man, instead of the man and the spirit which creates and acquires. So I was low, and I was searching for something as well at that time. I remember when you had the meetings on Garvey Town. This is yes, but then this is 2002, 2001.
No. That would be 2003.
2003. Yeah. So my journey has always involved mentors who weren't aware. Just because you must be useful in your disposition or conversation or whatever it is. Nobody's that charitable that they just carry around a limp dog because it's wet. You have to serve some kind of purpose, and this is why I say attitude is everything. It's like a man who's begging you money when you're coming from the supermarket and you got 4 bags. Well, carry the bag, no? I will feel more easy about parting with a shilling. You want me to put down my bags, dip in my pocket, and give you money when I have just fed my family? That don't even make sense to me. Be of service. And if you have no intention of being of service, why are you asking for coin? It don't make no sense to me. This is why I say everything is spirit. If you see a man in a breakdown car and he's sitting in it, will you help him push it? Most people wouldn't. I wouldn't. But when you see a man pushing his car from behind, ask yourself why you just roll up your sleeves and go and join him to do that. Spirit. The demonstration of being a man in his dominion, taking control over his own destiny, knowing even if he has to push that himself to a garage, he's going to reach the garage. No matter it's an hour, it's 2 hours or 2 minutes, he's going to reach. It's inevitable. That's attractive.
I've got another question. Greetings. Please can you ask Dean to talk about his One Voice initiative, which he spoke about on another platform recently. Dean, you are inspirational.
Thank you. So this is a number of social commentators in short form videos, 3-minute videos, where we're renting a studio for 2 days just to film these 3-minute videos where we have 4 questions. But what we're going to do is put out these videos day and date. Now, this might be 500 videos at once. So you don't have one opinion. It's one voice, but saying many things because we're Africans. So you have people of a similar ilk who do their thing a little way different, but are speaking towards one objective. And that objective is our autonomy. That objective is our self-determination, and will lead us to understand, 1, what everybody does as a mapping exercise, and 2, what it allows people who are trapped in the system to see is that we exist and that we are legion, and it just enables them to have a little more confidence if they're the type of person who says black people don't come together. Because I find when people say that, they're the biggest perpetrators of it. See, that don't come out my mouth. Because everything in my life is African. Everybody I know is African. And I could have been double booked for events for the past 4 years. I could have been in four. If I could have been in 4 different places at once, I would have. So I know that to be nonsense. So we want the mainstream of us to be able to observe that, not only nationally, but internationally. And then after we've shot that campaign, we want people in the public to contribute their videos, their 3-minute commentary. And when we see that is commentary of note, we will add that to the website and to the social forums in line with the one voice, because we must develop one voice. Now, that isn't to say that we are a unilateral people. That one voice says many things. There's somebody who knows how to navigate a system which was created by them, and they have an interest in that, and they remove all of the mystery from it so that we know how to navigate it successfully. There's somebody else like me who would say how to navigate in our own space and autonomy. But that isn't for everybody, nor should it be enforced on everybody. One thing I have no interest of is anybody's gnosis. I have no more interest in their gnosis than I do of what they do in their bedroom. It's not my business. Whether you Ifa, Jesus, Muhammad, Buddha, or whatever your gnosis be, God bless you. As long as you are aware that you are an African and are obligated to uphold, promote, and preserve your culture and contribute to the society in which we live. And when I say we, I mean exclusively for African interests.
I really enjoyed this show. Was not able to hear the full show. Can I hear the full recording? Yes, you can. Send some information and we can just email that to you or whatever the case may be. And then it says, great listening. I feel his spirit. All black man should be humbled. Great interview. Brother Dean, excellent mentor, stroke model. Role model, yeah? Right. Dean, it's been beautiful having you here.
Operation Dasa. Let's go.
Right. I was inspired just by listening to you. And to be quite honest, I could listen to you all night because you're quite clear, concise, and you articulate your story like a structure, like you're building, a temple or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
And so it's been beautiful having you here, and I'm going to have you again. But unfortunately, I have to be leaving here because I've got to go to Covent Garden Market and do some shopping for the business. So what I'm saying to people is that if you're not doing nothing Saturday, what's Saturday? Saturday the 29th. Yeah, classics. In Beck High Street. From the what was that again? I can't remember the hours again.
Find the hours.
Yeah, I'm find the hours. But speak to the people, MD, while me find the hours.
And let me just contribute to what Brother Kwaku is saying. Not if you're not doing anything. Be highly intentional about what you're doing. So if your lady needs a night out, if your man needs a night out, and the two of you like intelligent company and good conversation and good music and better food, make a beeline for the occasion and enjoy yourselves, because what we do, we're always planning mañana. We're not flying anywhere at the moment. There's a lockdown on our
horizon.
The second coming could be there. I went and shopped for that just in case for the insurance man. I stocked up on all those non-perishables, and as my missus says, I'm a hoarder, but we're now going to suffer if it comes again. And if food is rationed, we'll be fine. So because we have the opportunity which whispers to some and screams at others, my advice is to take advantage, because the only thing we leave this planet with is our memories. And if we're not making them, then I don't know what we're doing. And I know on that note, my missus will be looking at me with a side eye saying, look at the work at Alec talking about making memories.
Yeah, this is it, mate. This is it. Right, wait there now.
There you go.
The classic banqueting suite presents a family and friends dining experience on Bank Holiday Saturday the 29th of August 2020 at the classic 28 Upper Tooting Road, SW17, 7PG, 7pm to midnight. Experience exquisite three-course Caribbean cuisine in a safe and friendly environment with Pierre's finest cuisine. Background music by DJ Glenn Whittle. Book your family and friends table at £35 per person in advance only from getyourtickets.co.uk and justtickets.com. Dress code semi-formal. For further details, visit theclassic.uk or call 0208 767 8372. A sophisticated evening not to be missed.
Well, they have it, people, and I will be there. Well, I'll be in the work. I'll be in the work.
£35 per person in advance.
Capacity. I'll be in the working capacity, people. Yeah, I'll be in the working capacity. You know, if we make sure the food get there and things like that, you know what I mean? So that's this Saturday. If you're not doing nothing, or come and support it, because obviously, you know, the
Sorry, I got to cut my brother. Support yourself and come out and join African Family and enjoy. Yeah. I don't know why the man is so self-deprecating when he knows exactly the kind of evening that it's going to be and the kind of people that are going to be there.
And the thing about the classic is you know, owned by Africans. You know, Africans actually own that building, so they're trying to do something to you know, bring business in, because you know this lockdown thing does mash up all for business.
Yeah.
And being that the business that we do within the catering, it's more like corporate business. We do a lot of funerals. And weddings, a lot of weddings has had to be cancelled. You can't do the funerals in the way that they were done before. So where people would be catering for like 300 people, or even 2 or even 100 people, they're catering for, you know, like 20 people or 50 people, because, you know, buildings and things like that is not.
But what I would say about an establishment like this, this is the perfect establishment for a private members club. You see, the beauty of a private members club is you have all of your members' names, addresses and details. They already have their drinks license, so they don't have to worry about that. But even if they didn't, it's a different drinks license, like £180 for a private members club. Now, what you attract to that is the entrepreneurs, because then it becomes a space synonymous with those people who are doing business, where they know they're going to run into each other. So that business will cost them nothing to set up other than to put the marketing out there. And what they can do is charge their quarterly membership. Now, that would be money to make the business more robust. You're taking in money for private membership. So let's say you were going to charge a nominal fee like £300 a year. And you said, in the first 10 days, if these people all come and join, we charge £200. So you get a lot of money up front, so that you can serve. They can come in any time they want and meet. And you say maybe you have up to 3 guests that you can entertain, and they're going to be buying drinks as well.
Very interesting concept. You've been in tune to the Nubian Forum People's Talk Show, live here on GalaxyAfiwi.com, the only de-brainwashing station in a nation. You know what, Dean? I've enjoyed this interview with you. But unfortunately,
we got to go.
I got to go. I think what I'll do, I'll talk to you for another 5 minutes. If somebody want to call in and have a reason with you and ask a question, you know, you look like me turn off the something, you know. Lord, thank God. Me turn it off. Me turn it off. See there. Altep caller, what's your name and where you calling from? Carla?
Greetings.
Yes. Where your name and where you call from? Atto.
Bless. Yeah. I phoned up earlier, Kwaku. Bless. Now, the richest person in this country is the Queen of England. She's a trillionaire, the first official, what? You hear me?
Yeah, we're listening, go on.
Well, 52 countries in the Commonwealth, and she controlling all of that up until how long ago? Like, you know, she still control that Kwaku. You know what I mean? So it like, yeah, truly there is that woman there, and if it's not her, then any of her picnic. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things.
So,
but enough reasoning about that. I never said that. What I'm saying is that is a fact.
Yeah, but have you got?
They are the royal family, English royal family, with 52 countries feeding them.
Yeah, but I know what you're saying, Atul. But what I'm talking about is the brothers' interview this evening, and I want to keep it on that. Yeah. So
yeah, we're dealing with, like I say, you had a couple of brethren on there. You know what I mean? Carl Grant and I say a few other people on there, sort of thing. But reasoning about what he's been going through from the.
But that's not
20 odd years ago.
Yeah, I know, but
and
that's not what.
I know that.
Yeah, but that's not what this interview is about. This interview is about the brother in the studio, Dina Kai. I don't know if you was listening to the interview.
Yeah, I phoned up earlier, about before 10 o'clock I phoned you, and you wouldn't take the call.
Yeah.
I thought, you might if I heard you, but it was just like that a couple of hours ago. But internet, I'm in Cornwall right now, so it's about in and out, you know what I mean? That's the internet. But I was just linking you anyway, Craig, so it's good to hear the you know what I mean?
Okay, then.
And I see the rough, you know, brethren, you know what I mean? And I Carl, you know what I mean? Hey, I was hoping my son, he's in Essex, but my youngest son, who used to attend all of those things, he's like 26 now, 27, he's got his own family, but he might have attended that sort of thing.
Alright, then give thanks then, that's all, yeah?
Alright, bless, anyway. Alright.
Easy. Yeah, I did lock up the bloody phone today, man. Anybody, you got 5 minutes. You can call in and ask Brother Dean a question. See, so it's 0207-193-0174, and I'll take one more call before 12:30. But 12:30, I'm out of it because I got to go and do work in the early hours of the morning. You understand me? I say, I was a couple of things and things like that. So Dean, you know. Yeah, Otep caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Good morning, brothers. Brother Craig and Brother Dean. Brother Jeff there. I'll keep it short. I know you got to go home to get some sleep.
Yes,
Brother
sir.
Dean, great broadcast to both of you. Fantastic. Congrats to both of you. Great broadcast. Fantastic, inspirational, stupendous.
Thank you, brother.
It's the truth. But brethren, before you started your talk, you were mentioning what happened last week with NTAC. Before what happened in Kenosha in America. Before things happened in America last night regarding the protests and the shootings. If you have any thoughts at all what occurred last night, I think it's Kenosha in the States.
No, it's Wisconsin, isn't it?
Oh,
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
Yeah, Wisconsin, yeah.
Any thoughts, brothers, about what happened last night regarding the shooter?
Well, what time did you tune into the show there, Jeff?
About say 11:10.
Yeah, because I bun out that for over an hour, and then when brother came in, he fling some pepper on it. But go on.
Yeah. Look, in the US, remember that where the NFAC have been, there is a desire to quell that in what Americans have always called their good Negroes. So if you put the battery on the back of a young man, it's inevitable that the situation is going to go left. He's a sacrifice. He's of no value to the white power struggle. But what he has made himself is a martyr, like Dylan Roof. So he's a poster child for them. And although you will see us marching with guns, they will say, no, we use them. And we still don't get the psychology of them, not only to sacrifice their feeble-minded, but to kill without consequence, because it's symbolic. And there's nothing more than symbology. And what the ripple of that causes is fear amongst blacks now who will go out and protest because they decided to be black and don't understand the concept of sovereignty. Now, if they understood the concept of sovereignty, every African American who had the legal right to bear arms would bear arms, be well trained, and for those of a particular ilk, would join a local militia. But they failed to understand sovereignty, because there's no sovereignty in being black. Black is something that was elected for us, which keeps us in a victimhood status.
Thank you. Brilliant point. Exactly. I concur 20%. Brother Kwaku made a good point earlier, Brother Kwaku, and said that NFAC, they get criticism for not being there. They can't be everywhere. Like, the blacks they have to get off the arse and do some work because the Sheffield NFAC can't do the work. They're small.
What happened is that
big country.
NFAC was actually being criticised. Yeah, and this is it. Yeah, they were being criticised. Some people didn't want them at demonstrations and things like that. So he sat back and said, "All right, well, you lot deal with it. Let's see.
Thank you.
How you deal with it."
And if you have the mouth, be as effective as your rhetoric.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. But I think you guys, the time that's 12:32. I met someone that's calling and great broadcast. I've got a couple of questions, but the time is short.
Go and ask a question. Ask a question.
Oh, yeah. Okay, because online, I'm around with some Americans online about their criticism of NFAC, saying NFAC should be there, be there. I say, look, what are you doing? Mm-hmm. NFAC, a small militia. America's a big country. Mm-hmm. Okay, they can't be everywhere at once. What is?
NFAC, brother Jeff, right, has got a website and things, and offered that people can join them and set up a NFAC branch wherever they are in the States.
Exactly.
What it is, other people want you to take the risk. They're not willing to take the risk.
Thank you.
You understand what I'm saying to you? Yeah, then why you forgot there and think, is it because we're still looking for a Messiah?
Yes.
That's what the Jesus thing does. Yeah? And as far as I'm concerned, we're all leaders. Every one of us. You understand what I'm saying to you? Right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Once you got a leader, we should learn from our stories. When they chop our leaders' heads off, the organizations fall apart.
Done.
You understand? The organization should be the leader.
That's it.
The objective should be the leader. The prime objective should be what leads. So if we're dealing with the prime objective and I drop off, it doesn't matter. It still continues.
Exactly.
You understand what I'm saying to you?
Yeah. What happened to the Democratic Party when Kennedy was assassinated?
Continued. They got Johnson.
There you go.
Right, I've got a message here from the WhatsApp crew. It says, it's from Iola C. Williams, and it says, "Greetings, Kings. Loving the interview, especially Prophet Kwaku drilling down on the questions. Excellent."
That's my missus.
Oh, is it your missus?
Yeah.
Okay, so your missus depend here, a few missus depend here too. Delia Benjamin, hi guys. Right, Daniel Adams watching. Yuri Rose, Black Power. All right, that's enough for the text and on the Fiesta book. Is there any more? I'm just check see if there's any more questions. Them are wow, Dean, what like-minded spirit. That's my missus. Never mere Lamin Cham is watching. Big up Dean Okaya. Yeah? Alright, there it is. Here's a WhatsApp. It says, Otep Kwaku, I wish that I met Dean 29 years ago. I am sure that I would not be sitting down working for flipping Barclays.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I can still tell you the sort code 204734, Notting Hill.
Oh God! Right? Can you ask Dean what his view is on reparations and how we can move forward with this in the future?
Well, I would tell you this, that for all of our optics, which the march is a spiritual component, they only fear one thing. And I'm going to say this to you. Now, It's the banking institutions. It's the banking institutions that the money is going to be drawn from. Number one, if we don't have a courts of a repertory courts that is aligned with either in the Caribbean, which we do not govern through sovereignty. So I would say the diaspora region, there will be nobody to receive these reparations. Now that threat must be all of the intelligence. So we already know the Jamaicans have all of the family names. We already know all the Caribbean islands who have all of the family names. That must go onto the blockchain. Now there's only one thing that Europeans fear that will enable them to release that money and negotiate with you at the table. And I'll tell you what it is. Remember Northern Rock? Mm-hmm. What did the Bank of England do? They put out a rumour, right? Mm-hmm. Now, do you think that Northern Rock will go and negotiate and speak with the Bank of England on any terms they wanted based on that? The only thing they respect is a run on the bank. I eat that.
That's right.
And those who are involved in the trade, we know. Now everybody must line up their ducks in a row, territory by territory, with a repertory courts of justice and an African Development Bank to receive and distribute. If we don't have that, which the Rothschilds had ready in place to receive and to distribute, we don't have reparations. The key to us achieving and accomplishing anything is about doing the correct work. And we do a lot in isolation, but we don't necessarily do the correct work and align it in the correct way. So the same way there's an exchange anywhere, we have a blockchain, we have our own cryptocurrency, and we can use that same blockchain to align and amass all intelligence. And then with that fist and our repertory courts, we go after their banking institutions. Now our security must grow at the same rate as our economics and our influence. Now if Blackwater can have private security, why can't we?
Exactly.
Okay. All in the brothers. Sister Akiba.
Greetings. Very, very inspirational. Just by chance, I turn on my radio as I do when I'm showering because I have a baby. I have just limited time to listen to anything.
Okay.
But I learned from what you said. A quick want to say, do you offer mentoring?
Well, we actually starting a leadership program in September, which has been funded this on September 7th for 20 young men who will become a lifelong alumni. What we're doing now is raising more money to duplicate that, and we're also writing the women's version. You'll be glad to know that it's being written by highly accomplished women for women specifically. And it's a structured leadership program that deals with debating skills, public speaking, Mashufa martial arts, Tai Chi meditation. There's purpose unearthing in there, and then a mastermind as well, teaching people how to work within sweat equity. So when those 20 young men come out, they're a very powerful proposition, and they're also a lifelong alumni because we don't speak.
Don't tell it all.
All right, sit there.
Don't tell it all. Yes. Some things are best left unsaid.
Mm.
Yeah, that part of it at least. Yeah, but yes, there's going to be a form of thing, and how will people find out about it?
Well, they can go to the ADPAC website, which is adpac.net.
Yeah, spell it for them.
Okay, all right. Thank you, brother.
ADPAC.net.
Thank you very much. Have a good evening.
Thank you, my love.
Sister. Okay, okay. I think it says Prophet Kwaku.
Miguel, let me go now.
Yeah, okay then, brother. Alter. Yeah, I think I'm going to done up the show now.
Let me go now. Let's know what's calling. Brother Kwaku, thank you for taking my call. Brother Dean, great talk.
Bless King.
Please come back. We insist. We insist.
Take care, sir.
Definitely.
Public demand. Take care.
Yeah.
Well,
Prophet Kwaku, could I ask your guest, in his opinion, what's a good business to get into right now? Hope it's not a silly question, just asking. No, it's not a silly question.
It's not a silly question. So, first of all, I would say something that you understand and have a passion for, because when it gets dark, your passion will leave you. But what I would recommend is something that you can fully automate and digitize. Now, if you can fully automate whatever you love, just do some small research about whether it's a service for the people to be able to contact you, for you to be able to build a database. Start looking at videos on YouTube of how to build a database of clientele. Start to understand how you can create sales funnels to actually get clients to purchase from your business. So whether it's retail or services, you're going to need to create sales funnels. What you need is an understanding of how to create a sales funnel to turn a prospect into a sale. It doesn't matter what type of business, you've got to know what you can become accomplished in. But what does matter is that you can draw revenue from that business. And what you need to learn and understand is digital sales funnels to turn a client from a prospect into a sale.
Otep caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, Otep Kwaku, it's me, Ever. Brilliant show. I enjoy every bit of it. I'm just listening attentively. And what I really want to do is get in touch with the brother so we can have like a kind of business discussion. So if you can really,
I can deal with that.
His number. You can get in touch, get his number for me. Maybe we can invite him down to the studio and we can have a one-to-one, yeah? I'll leave it at that, all right?
All right, then. Well, listen, it's been a very, very powerful show, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the interview. Yeah. Is there any last words that you actually want to say, Brother Dean, before we exit?
Yeah, I would say if you want to find out anything about AdPac and our activity, go to the website adpac.net, adpac.net.
Right, last, is there a question you're going to ask Dean? Make it quick.
Yeah, Kwaku, it's Kwaku again, yes. I was a bit taken aback when you asked your guest about reparation, and I was quite astonished by his answer, because I don't know if he knows, but reparation is not paid to a race. It is paid to a country or a nation. Okay, I was expecting to answer the question in a way as, we have to nominate, a country which will represent us in the front of the United Nations to discuss reparation. Like I said, reparation is not paid to a color, it's paid to a country or a race of people, right? Because right now in America, Grandmaster J of the NFAC is trying to get that together, right? Getting all the black people, which is 45 million of them, to be registered as a nation, okay? And he said that when we are registered, meaning the blacks in America is registered as a nation, they can start negotiating reparation. So I was a bit astonished by his question, really. Because
all right, I tell you what. All right, I think you made your point. Let him respond, because I heard what he said. So let him respond.
Yeah, I understand your very passionate point, brother. So firstly, I spoke on respective nations in the Caribbean, and I include respective nations in Africa, and I include respective diasporans across the globe in various countries where we were kidnapped and used as service, including Europe and the United States. Now, what I said is, what we need to do is align with the diaspora region, which was created specifically for the diaspora. What we need is a repertory courts to service all of those respective claims. I also said that we need to grow our security at the same rate as our wealth and our influence. Now, if what you're saying will work, it would already have worked. What you are predicating that on is that Europeans are decent and that they're going to do the right thing based on what you say, which they won't. We live in a race-based global economy where we have failed to set up one of those relay teams, which is an education that is reliant and determined by you, a military and civil police service which is fully determined by you, a media propaganda which is fully determined by you. We have failed to establish these on all counts. Now, because we failed to establish these, we don't play the same game as the Yiddishers, which is a shrewd game, to be the perpetual aggressor whilst playing the perpetual victim. Now, because we don't play that game, we're not going to get the same results. And they're not going to give it to you because it's a point of law, which is why when you do a fraud in the United States, which should get you a 5-year sentence, and they say you got 45 years, it's because we live in a race-based global economy where Africans aren't taking part. There are structures that are required because it has little to do with law. The whole point of Afrophobia, is to separate Africans from Africa. That's why you just told me about black this, black that, black, 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 which means nothing in the institution that you respect, called the UN, which has no respect of you. Now, in the UN, black, by definition, means non-persona. So what are we talking about black? Africa and the African Union, which is a toothless lion, we must build up the African diaspora region. Let me tell you something. 54 heads of state jump on a plane to China based on the perception of capital. They jump on a plane to Russia based on the perception of capital. If we make a decision today to establish an African Diaspora Development Bank through the African Diaspora region, the wealth that we would bring in from the United States, from Britain, Portugal, all over the world, in that one economic institution will make all of those 54 heads of state sit up and pay attention. And I'm telling you, just from the philanthropic profits of said bank, we could take care of all of their municipal buildings for nothing, but not for nothing, for terms which they would serve, which would serve us. So when you're talking about reparations, it's not predicated on decency. It's not predicated on them being wrong. They know they're wrong. No, they're not decent. They'll apologize until you forget about it. Why? Because you don't have the power to collect. Me just as a man, if I owe you money and you don't have no bailiff, where may I pay for? Power does not capitulate by choice. Power capitulates to a superior force.
Yes,
only.
Power, yes. Power capitulate to power. Yes, I know that. Yes, that's that is but I'm not that I am not that gullible to not know that. Yeah, never in the history of European history they ever give anything without a fight. Okay, so I am not. Yes, I'm talking from my perspective, on my point of view. I am not expecting the Europeans, right? Yeah, to give us reparation just like that. Just, we gather around the table, with a few drinks or a few cups of coffee, sign some paper over and shake each other's hands, and we each go walk into the sunset, okay? That will not happen, okay? And plus, our freedom, no one's freedom has ever come without the shedding of blood, okay? Never in the history of humanity has any race on earth has got freedom or moved forward without the shedding of blood or changes, right? No changes is occurred without the shedding of blood. Stephen Lawrence, for one, and a few more incidents in America has brought through changes through the parliament.
It's brought no changes in our deaths, brother. Africans losing our lives brings no changes to the system. If you want to look at a silent revolution, go watch the Chinese. Over the course of 20 years, they shifted 300 million people from abject poverty to working poverty. They shifted 350 million people from working poverty to middle class. And they did it by making the world reliant upon them for manufacturing and services. And Africa has exactly the same capabilities at this juncture by us joining hands with our brothers and sisters in an entrepreneurial way, because the world has grown tired of China, and our ancestors have pressed pause on planet Earth for us to catch up. So if we desire to do that, we have to stop talk, jump on a plane, go and establish industry with our brothers and sisters, not based on romance, but pragmatism and expertise.
Africa could do that, just like you said, China and India, but the only thing that is stopping Africa from moving forward is the fragmentation of Africa, meaning the different states in Africa, okay? And each one of them behave in a different
listen.
way.
Kwabena. Me have done this now, because me have to leave the studio.
All right.
Yeah, I apologize for cutting you like that, but I could see the conversation stretching, and to be quite honest, I've got to shift out of the studio. I'm not going to take no more calls, But give thanks, my brother, Thank you for the reason, Alright, I'll tell.
And give thanks to your guests as well, And I wish you all the best, my brother.
Bless King.
Alright, bless you.
Okay.
Be lucky.
And be African, I think that's what we need to be, instead of being lucky. Power concedes nothing without the demand. It never has, it never will. I'm Frederick Douglass.
Ashe.
It's been a brilliant show. I'm not taking no more calls. It's been a brilliant show, and Dean, that was a brilliant explanation. But let me just land with this: that reparations is not only about financial payment. I must say that. Reparations is about restitution.
Yes.
It's about repair. It's about people admitting to what they have done, and it's about power. You understand? Money is 1% of what reparations is. Because if we don't have those other structures in place, then the money won't mean nothing. It will only go back in the coffers. You understand what I'm saying to you? So I was very happy when you spoke about setting up an African central bank. Because as African central bank that is governed by Africans, who's dedicated to the liberation and the advancement of African people.
And this is why the diasporans who are of a mind must take governance of that institution.
No, I don't agree with that.
No, I'm talking about the diaspora region now. I'm not talking about going... Now, remember, within the diaspora, we are many who have grown, who are the descendants of former slaves. So now I'm talking about kidnap people, exactly. So now I'm talking about that institution which needs to be structured within the diaspora region, because we've seen now we must marry what we are doing with Africa on the ground via the diaspora region. But what I'm talking about now is the courts for the repertory courts and the Diaspora Development Bank. It has to serve the needs of those in the diaspora to be able to return to the continent, whether it is to live, whether it is to do trade.
I agree with you to a point.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that we can't be doing things separately.
No, everything must have cohesion.
Yeah, because what happened is there are African people on the continent that thinks like we do.
Yeah, of course.
And we need to link with them.
Yes.
Yeah. So whatever we're doing, it mirrors there.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're not powerful unless Africa's powerful. China didn't go and set nothing up
110%.
outside of China. They set it up in China. What China did, it started from Mao Zedong. He just killed
He made a decision.
He just killed
kill all the drug dealers. All he burned the opium and made a decision. Yeah. And I just want to say this one thing as a closing message. China is no different as a landmass from Africa. You had warring factions for millennia. You had warring clans, and the languages, the so-called dialects. So it's no different to the continent. However, we see the consistent battle to keep us apart, but we will never have one leader of Africa.
No, but it's not about that. It's about us working, as you said, in cohesion with each other. It's important that we do that.
With those who are willing. Yeah. It doesn't require every state.
Because them say, the left hand have to know what the right hand do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? And we call it that. It's been beautiful listening to you, my brother. I was inspired, like a lot of people was inspired, and I hope that people enjoyed the show. Yeah, if you did drop an email on muduti@yahoo.co.uk, muduty@yahoo.co.uk, or you can drop something on my Instagram. Yeah, me on Instagram now. What? My niece set me up, Becky. Big up yourself. Yeah, Prophet Kwaku Bonsu. That's my Instagram page. Yeah, and or my Facebook page, Nubian Forum Talkshow, or on Kwaku Bonsu. I just like to say Tepe Neke Jea Senebe to everybody. Divine peace, long life, stability, and health. You've been in tune to Nubian Forum People's Talk Show live on GalaxyAfiwe.com, the only de-brainwashing station in this nation.
Ashe.
We don't give because we have much. We give because we know what it's like not to have.
Mm-hmm.
Our family, the Galaxy family, Afiwe family, whether home or abroad, we interact, we de-brainwash, we no watch clock. No authority pay us for this or that. We, the family, do all of that. We build the temple of know thyself. Now doctrination and religion is heading for other house because our family doors are tightly closed. Our family, the Galaxy family, Afiwe family. Stargate travelers, information givers. We travel where others fear to go. We reggae, drum, calypso, soul, and jazz. Some other we add. No wicked and bad talk there. No gospel spell on the family turntable. And no Wazungu holiday we promote or cherish. Our family, the Galaxy family, Afiwe family. When we community walk, we hear good and bad talk. Tell me the last time you get cut off, even when you are slander the family with your hearsay remark. Because we get you upset from the truth you hear, but some of that you can't digest. So you just hide behind those bitter, hateful texts. Afiwe family, Galaxy family.